Oh. Check it out. You want to play the drum now? And really quickly say this probably episode's gonna go all over the place, and we might not have a point or be able to carry anything throughout the entire conversation. So if you want to go back and take some notes, go ahead and reach out to me in the DMs, because this is gonna be distracted. Very much distraction, distractible boys, distractible men now.
Yep, I'm in my car. That's how it goes.
You got sleeping kids.
The family's inside sleeping them, all 8 of them, and I'm number 9. 8, count that. God, I said it.
So your whole family moved to Washington's Crossing?
No. Me and my 2 moved in.
Okay.
With my now wife and her 4. So.
Oh my. Okay.
There's a lot going on, man. Since elementary.
Yeah, dude.
we're talking about the end. Let's go back to the beginning.
Wait. Did I see you with her when you pulled into Wawa right across the street from the Villas, and you were like, don't ever get married, or so, you said something to me. You were like, yeah. Don't get married, don't have kids.
Yeah, I was never married, so yeah, exactly. It's so funny. I just run into people like that Wawa. You just run into people, all sorts of that are still there. So I love that, man. I went to that Wawa on Thanksgiving, this past Thanksgiving, and I ran into like 4 or 5 people that I knew, and I was like, like I was telling you about my boy Jansen or somebody like you, like walking through the door, and sure enough, it always happens. I love that Wawa, man. That Wawa's like that Wawa's changed people's lives. It's brought people together.
There's been some pivotal life moments that have happened inside that Wawa. It's history.
But yeah, man, that's the situation I'm in now. But I enjoyed my 20s and 30s being in cover bands. And I started to do the musician thing with my brother Cody. And that's when we started doing all that. We got together. It was just me and him, just a duo. Can you imagine? It's like, we were like Simon and Garfunkel. We used to do like they
weren't brothers.
What's that?
They weren't brothers. Then they'd be Garfunkel and Garfunkel, or Simon and Simon.
Well, you know what? They should be brothers, all right?
They're in a fight right now with each other.
Why did I think? You know why? Because I just seen Simon in an interview with Howard Stern, and he was on my mind. But yeah, I know they're not brothers. Who musicians that are brothers?
Other music, the Oasis.
The group, okay, Oasis. No, what was I thinking? I don't know. It don't matter.
Like, tonight is gonna be the day that you're gonna throw it back to you.
Yeah. He's like, nah. Oh my god, dude. I walk around the house and I imitate him sometimes, and I imitate You ever hear of a musician named Randy Newman? He sings like "You Got a Friend" in Toy Story.
Yeah,
and he also does this song called "I Love LA." Yeah, he's like talks like this with his tongue, like "You got a friend in me, you got a friend in me." And you can just make up the words, dude. As long as like your mouth's moving, and you sound like him. He's like, when the fans go inside, run. Just like this guy, and then he sings one other popular song. It's called like "I Love LA," and the chorus is like he's like, "I love LA," and then there's a whole chorus that goes, "We love it," and that's the history of Randy Newman. The only thing you know him from is "You Got a Friend," unless you like are an avid Randy Newman musician follower. But anyway, so whatever brothers are musicians, okay? We started out with just us 2. We were doing like, they used to have this First Friday in Doylestown, and we used to play in front of like, when the people would come out, and there'd be other musicians places. And then one day a whole band just showed up. My brother's like, yeah, my guitar teacher, he knows some musicians. We could have a band, because there was a bar. It's now the Irish Rover right over the train tracks right there. It used to be Joseph's. Tell me you've come to. I've seen you at Joseph's when we played. You at least had
no, never been.
Never. Damn it.
No.
Like people come in an era in your life and they know one era of your life, but they don't know the next. Like that's what I feel like we have to get caught up on. Like where
that's like everybody who's ever known me has
I know,
completely
right?
missed out on all the era.
Wow, that's so funny. That's not surprising at all. I
Right.
don't see this, but
I have conversations like that on a daily basis. People were like,
I know, but then
life-changing pinnacle moment in my life, and no, completely didn't know that.
I also like that you also have people that you just met. Do you know what I mean? And you're on the podcast with them. Yo, I saw the one with Steve Morris from Preston Steve. Dude, this guy, because I used to listen to them. I should just listen to them in the morning because I have an opportunity now too. But I used to listen to them on the way to work. And dude, Steve Morris is the funniest dude ever. Like when he changes his voice and comes in, like his comedic timing is impeccable. It's crazy. And I had no idea. He just came out of nowhere and I started listening to it. It was just, they were really great together, the whole team and stuff. And Chris Ashcraft that grew up in Snowball Gate with us, and I played hockey with Chris. Chris is Pancake. He is Pierre Robert's producer.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, Chris grew up right in 2 streets over from me. I was Sugar Plum. He was, oh my God, what is that? Then it comes down to the end, and it's like the last road right where the hockey.
You lived in Snowball?
What I did, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's right across from me.
Yeah,
neat.
That's why when you guys were shooting that movie, I was like there. You know what I mean?
Well, I knew. Well, because I lived on the other side of the village than I live now, and I hung out with Tim Barger a lot, and Chris hung out with Tim sometimes.
I see Tim every Thanksgiving. He comes down. He comes down to the thing. That's so funny that you still see him.
No, I wish I did. I wish we were still friends. I wish I could talk to him every day.
He's
my pal.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. We just faded away. We just faded apart.
Yeah.
That happens with
friends. Not a fight, but because of location.
No, we never got in a fight. Never once.
Okay, so it's geography. You know what that is?
Dude, I've had some of my funnest childhood laughter with Tim Barger when we were on the bus and stuff, like singing along to stupid songs and being goofy kids together. Yeah, I love Tim Barger.
Okay, well, listen.
So say happy Thanksgiving to him next year for me.
No, I just want you to sneak up on him, dude. We meet there. I'm gonna have you come in the morning. You gotta get your ass up. We're there at like 9:30 in the morning on Thanksgiving every year.
On Thanksgiving morning.
Yeah, right there with Snowball Gate.
We're gonna wait 12 months and we're gonna do it all.
If Dan, I know, it just happened. Sucks. I better remember this. That'd be so funny if you got a call like at like 9:30 a.m. on Thanksgiving next year, and it's me. You're like, what the hell? You're like, half Fab. You're like, what the hell? I'm like, Cory, it's me. Wake up. Totally though, man. That's so funny. The Tim Barger thing. I see him every year. He goes up. He catches the football. He catches a couple footballs. We still play. Our kids come now, so we have our other generation that plays now.
Mm-hmm. Is he still having back problems?
Yeah. That's why he's like, yeah. You could tell he slowed down a bunch.
Yeah, that's what I was surprised to hear that you said he like catches a few balls and plays.
Yeah, but football. They're running with these guys are running with one beer in their hand and they're just catching the ball like that. And they're not even, it's two-hand touch. They're not even running. Like we're all like in our 40s, like, or just hit 40, like, you know what I mean? Nobody's trying to be, we let the kids play. They're the ones that go for real and they go out for passes, and all of our kids are old enough now together that we all play and the next generation plays. We played there before the hockey rink was there. We played there when the pool was still up. Pool used to be there.
For Cynthia?
Yeah, for Cynthia. Yeah, that pool used to be there. That's in the middle of all the sections. That's so funny. How long have you lived there? How long did you live over in the villas?
Well, I lived in I lived in Highland Park, like when you and I first met. So like back when, like in 1996 or whatever.
96.
I lived in Highland Park. And then I went to Sandburg when you met me, and then we moved, and I went to Maple Point. So I moved to the Villas, and I went to Maple Point for ninth grade.
Tangent just because you moved. Oh my God!
And then we met back up in high school. Yeah.
Wow, that is like literally your place in the world is to be there at an error for somebody, miss an entire error, and then come back and then be in another entire error again.
Exactly.
Dude, so much has happened since the Mark Walberg incident. So much.
Mark Walberg.
So much.
Which Mark Walberg incident is that? Say hello to your mother.
Yeah. No, you ever see the this Saturday Night Live when Andy Samberg does them?
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
Now I'm gonna talk to a goat. Hey, goat. I was in the movie Invincible. You ever see that movie?
Say hello to your mother.
I'm gonna go, right? See how your mother for me. And then they did a skit where Mark Wahlberg confronted him about it. There's a video of that where he confronts him.
I love it.
Don't ask me why I know that, but I do. I don't study these things. These are just the videos that I run to. But you were there, right? We were down in Philadelphia. Were you there? Am I imagining?
For Shooter, yeah.
Okay, so it's so funny if you go on YouTube and you look up that scene we were in.
Yeah.
Pause it with my hand in the air.
Oh, I didn't. I didn't think I even watched that movie.
No, listen, it's so funny. I almost didn't watch the movie, but I paused it like on that part on YouTube, and then I'm like, oh, let me just watch it. You know, I just put it on in the background, and then I started watching, got into it. It's actually a pretty good movie because it was, filmed in Philadelphia and the Philadelphia connection. So, but that's just another dude that's like all about Philly. You know what I mean? Just like Kevin Hart and Will Smith. You know what I mean? Same thing.
Yeah, it was really super cool. I think. Well, he's from Boston, right? He's not even from here.
Yeah, he's from
he's in Boston.
From the Boston area, from Havant.
It's funny, man, because like that was the second Mark Wahlberg thing that took place in Philly that I was an extra in. Like I just did Invincible like 2 months before that.
Really?
And yeah, I was surprised that I didn't see you down there.
Yeah, well, my life took a different direction because then I started doing live entertainment myself, starring myself. And dude, that really took off. And October was a great month. I made like $2,500 in one weekend doing 3 parties. I did one Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I just get booked all year. And I'm working almost every weekend, and I'm all over the place, man. Lancaster, down the city. Dude, when the Philadelphia the Philadelphia Eagles were playing the Cowboys the first time when we beat them, and they played at home at Lincoln Financial, I was like maybe like a few miles away in a building at the 55th floor and could see it clearly, the stadium. It was awesome, and did a wedding at the same time. And when like somebody scored a touchdown, the fireworks went off. You could see like the green going like and through the window. It was awesome. But yeah, man, it's really great. It's starting to take me places. So I went in that direction of entertainment. And it's funny how we knew each other and came each other to errors and we're entertainers because that's what I got into. And it's good money, man. It really is. You should do that totally, man. This is like while you are developing yourself everywhere, like a podcast and doing your wrestling thing it's not hard because you can control your schedule. You can say, yeah, I want to be booked this month. Yeah, I want to be booked these two weekends. I block out these 2 weekends, and then you do your thing. My buddy does it,
I'm open for it. I'm wide open for it. It's
good money, man. And really,
you catch me while I'm sitting here fluffing up my resume, working on my resume.
I told you.
Then telling me about good money you can find, and I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, I like good money, but.
It's the truth, man. Listen, it's the truth. I mean, it's either in you or it's not. So what I do is I'm going to bring you on an event and you come on a couple events and you see how shit goes and you'll know if it's for you or not. That's it. And then if you feel you're ready, you're good. I put you on the mic and that's the end of it. Yeah. I remember when I first started in the business, I was doing bar mitzvahs and I was a dancer. I didn't even touch a microphone. And I was coming from being an MC for that hockey team. I was, working for the Trenton Titans, and I ended up being their MC for the games and things. And then coincidentally, I got into the same kind of business later on, but it's not like I like the private industry. Things end early. It's around family. Do you know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
want to do the bars and the clubs anymore. I just don't want to do it. And this pays way twice as much. And it's because we're good. We know what music to play. We listen to people when they have a playlist and everything. You know, I have a meeting just like this on FaceTime with all my clients, and we go through the whole wedding, and it's so easy, man. It's so easy. You could do it, and it's great money, and you don't go out for less than like $500-600, you know?
I want to do it, but I want to do it where I could also like be like, hey, I offer all that, and also I'm an ordained minister. I could marry you. I could.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
I could host something and also host something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Listen, I don't just. It's funny that you mentioned that because I thought about it, and like I do those private parties and the weddings and the bar mitzvahs and stuff, but like I got to do so many family events where I just, did some simple games and some things that I've learned and doing it on the weekends. And it's great. The family parties are great. They look forward to it because I get all the kids out, and all that. And then there's also this other side to it when you don't have to do bar mitzvahs and entertain bar mitzvahs, and you can entertain adult parties like weddings, or like there's big software companies that rent out like a huge building and a huge space, and they spend like 50 grand on entertainment, and they have bands and stuff like that, and they need an MC. You're the host. You come up, you say what's happening next. Don't forget your bartenders type of things. It's the easiest thing in the world. It's doing what you're doing right now, but with a microphone in your hand and a suit. That's it.
yeah.
And it's so easy, man. If you don't have, unless you're shy around people live, like if this is your thing more that you like to do, like I find that I was less shy around.
I've been in tights in public for 21 years.
I know, what am I saying? Yeah, what am I saying, dude? Duh. Oh my God, it's so great. Oh my God, that's so great. Yes. Oh, I love it that just happened. Oh my God. I know, right? You're like, I've only, he's like, Europe, yeah, buddy, sure. Try being me for all these decades. But it's the truth, man. It's like, and you know what's really funny? Like, when I first saw like a really intense picture of you with like the long hair and you're all sweaty and you just have the pants on and your shirt's off and you're looking all buff and shit. I swear to God, somebody like wiped something on you or something. And it was just was a great picture. And I was like, man, you really have the build and the look for a wrestler. I know your personality, but I didn't really know your personality as a wrestler. So like when I see that picture, I was just like, man, I was like, good for you, dude. You look like really in shape and all that.
It's like, it's a completely different thing. Like it's like a different, it's like I'm playing that character. You know what I mean? Like, right. It's not just that I'm playing that character. Being a pro wrestler is something that I'm very proud of, and I get a lot of joy out of doing it. So I don't want to say like I'm fake at that, but like there's a whole other level of me that like I'm the kind guy when you and I are having a conversation. But when I'm out there and the show's on and I'm in my gear and I'm fully like, I guess in uniform, like then I know it's time to play. You know?
You know what that is? You ever see Over the Top? He's like, when I turn my hat backwards,
yeah.
I become a machine. Remember that? He was like, oh my God. But yeah, I know what you're saying. That makes total sense. And
don't you wish your hat was yellow?
Don't you wish your hat was yellow like mine? Oh God, Charlie, look at the time. Oh God.
I'm gonna keep on I'm gonna get yellow hats to sponsor this program. I'm gonna sell yellow hats as my merch.
Why'd you say it like that? You said sponsor.
They're gonna sponsor me. Mark Walberg talk, and
even though it came out like that, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get him to sponsor me.
I'm gonna get sponsored.
It's like somewhere between Boston and Italy. Like it's like right there. I don't know what I want to do, man. I don't know what to do. I think I want a dollar for a tonic. The concert was wicked hardcore. Oh,
you remember in The Departed? I was just thinking about that movie because I was talking about with my friend Renee recently.
Also, starring Mark Walberg.
Yeah, and Mark Walberg, they're doing like a police meeting, and there's like this briefing, and Mark Wahlberg, and somebody says like, I think Alec Baldwin says,
Mark Wahlberg's a dick in that movie, but go ahead.
Yeah, and Alec Baldwin's like, do we got resources on the inside with Queen's men? And then Mark Wahlberg was like, maybe not, maybe fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I say that all the time.
He gets to play Wahlberg gets
maybe not.
Characters. He just does.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
Maybe
Are you playing one right now, Cory? Cory, are you playing one right now? But anyway, go on with about the Departed. What you were going to tell me.
Oh, that was the scene with Mark Wahlberg in The Departed. He said, maybe not, maybe fuck yourself. That was why I was talking about The Departed. That was Mark Wahlberg.
Maybe fuck yourself. Yeah. Oh, I think I just had to laugh at the punchline twice. That's why I asked you twice. Or maybe, oh shit, is that a black cat? Wait a minute. It's the same black cat.
It's a glitch in the Matrix.
It's the same black cat. The computer goes, this isn't the part of the podcast where you gotta put the Matrix shit up in there, behind my head and shit.
So when you are emceeing and you're doing events, like what's the most common piece of feedback that you've been getting? Like what is the most like requested stuff and the most like the thing that people are most like satisfied with?
Okay, this is a great question. Do you know what the most popular song at a wedding is currently? And it has been for 2 or 3 years. Can you take a guess?
Uptown Funk?
No, you'll never guess this. So I'm just going to tell you straight out. The Killers, Mr. Brightside. Every wedding, every different kind of people, young, old, it doesn't matter what they're doing. It doesn't matter if they just got the dessert, if they have a steaming steak or chicken in front of them. If you put on Mr. Brightside, it is like, I don't know, it's like everybody's floating and they all come together and everybody jumps and screams it. It's great, dude. And then I play All the Small Things by Blink 182. I'll throw that in there. Sugar, We're Going Down. That was all that, Ocean Avenue by Yellow Card. That's those kinds of songs, and they really work at weddings. People don't realize that clubs and weddings are two very different things, okay? Like a club, you're hired to do what you do. You're Cory Kastle, this is what you do. We're hiring you. You do your thing. At a private event, you still do you, but under the direction of what kind of music they like. So if it's a Great Gatsby party, you're going to see me in a hat, be like, hey, guys, you got tickets? You know what I mean? Like, just being all, like, in character and shit. And they love that stuff, dude. And people spend money on this. There's a whole market for it. And dude, I'm getting $200, $300, $400 tips. It's crazy. But I'm earning it. Do you understand? There's nobody that does what I do, and that's observing the room, Cory. That is what I have on everybody, is I know how to stand back and just be very observant and catch things before they happen. And also, literally, I've been doing this. My first bar mitzvah was 2005, and now we're 2023. So count the years. That's how long I've been doing parties, school dances. Dude, one time there was a software company that threw a huge Harry Potter theme, and I was hired to be the golden snitch. So they got a costume, a tight gold costume, and it zipped over my head where I could see out of it, but you can't see my eyes. And I would hide all over this property in a bush. And then people had punch cards. So like they had to get this and find this, and they got their cards punched. So I had a hole puncher, and if they caught me, I had to punch their card. And this is what I did for like 3 hours. I just hid in the bush, dude. And then every once in a while, I would run just through crowds of people, and they'd be like, oh my God, it's the golden seek. And everybody, because you catch the golden seek, you win the game. And it was really cool. My boss, he learned how to do like a really funny like Harry Potter theme accent, and he like got on there and he was like the MC. Dude, it's so easy. You just have to be there, and if you're there and you evolve with it, you do.
Do you think doing that? Do you think people would pay extra for me to do that in my tights?
No, yeah, dude, people do all sorts of things. I know you're being a smart ass, but
I'm just
yes,
gonna
they'll be like they want like a wrestler entrance, right? Like some people pick like a Stone Cold Steve Austin or like like whatever it is, theme wrestler like John Cena, right? So
The
it's
Rock.
so then but I've done hundreds of parties. I've done parties with impersonators, very good impersonators. I wish I had this picture I could show you. I could probably get to it while we're on here. Is I have a picture with this guy that dressed up like Cher and looked exactly like Cher and came out with Diana Ross, and these were all dudes. And that's the part of that situation, that culture that I love, absolutely love. All the other nonsense.
I've been comparing drag to what I do for years.
Yeah.
Like, as I think pro wrestling and drag are the same. Like, I get my gear custom made just the same way drag queens get their costumes custom made. It's the same kind of stuff. Like, it's all got to be particularly the way I want it to be, and it's like it's not the show if I don't put the show on the way it needs to be put on.
Well, all I have to say is that there's a market for anything when it comes to entertainment. People would like to come in on things like that, and really what it is it comes down to is just not like I don't bullshit people. I get on the phone with people just like this, and I don't have like any fake thing. Oh, your kids are so cute. It's none of that, dude. It's like straight up. I just act just like I do, down the earth person, and I say, "Oh yeah, this will work," or you have the option to do this and that, and the timing of things because literally the timing. You know what I mean? And that's what you really are in the business. You're a clock manager. All that microphone where you talk and say, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to call up the father of our bride. Everybody give it up for D. Come on over here, grab the microphone. That's it. That's all I say. He comes over, okay, like that. And then once he's done talking, ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause for D. Thank you so much for the father of the bride. Give it up for him one more time. And then he walks away. And then you call the next. It's easy, dude. Literally, that's what it is. That's the easy part. Once you do that, like a couple parties, it's going to be instinct. You're not even going to think about it. You're just going to do it. The rest of the time, your 90% focus is on the timing of things to make sure that people, after they're done eating, they get up and dance and you don't leave them sit for too long. Because if you do, it's going to be harder to get them up. Do you get it? So there's like little tricks to the trade like that. When you learn that process, you're good, dude.
I used to be a party coordinator at Ultrazone.
Yes. Same thing.
It's the same kind of thing. Like you gotta allocate amount of times for this amount of time is going to go towards cake. This amount of time is going to go towards games. This part of the amount of time is going to go towards arcades. Like It's all like it's just time management.
That's all it is. You are a time manager. That's what I tell people. Like you're the MC. Yes, I am the master of ceremonies. But
ceremonies include keeping track of the time.
Yeah, exactly. But that's so funny that we're referred to in the business as MCs, like MC, or sometimes it's spelled EMCEE. It's like really weird how it can be interpreted as two different things. But
dude, I have to tell you, like hosting shows like in stand up is like some of my favorite stuff to do. Like I honestly wish that I could like host a show as like my full-time living. Like almost like Stephen Colbert, like every night. Not like Stephen Colbert, but just the fact that he's got that show. Not him particularly, but I'm saying like I always dreamed of. You remember when Rosie O'Donnell had like a daytime talk show and she used to shoot goofballs into the crowd?
Yeah,
that's what I want to do. I want to do something like that.
It's so funny.
Like Conan O'Brien, I guess a little bit of Conan. Yeah. A little bit of Rosie.
I love Conan. Conan is a great writer. His comedic timing is great. He's definitely somebody that would be a influence, dude. And he write for The Simpsons, man. He has his hand and he knows everybody. And he's just naturally a funny guy. You can tell when he does these skits on his show, you can tell 80% of that's not planned. Those are real reactions. You can just tell. I think there was one where he was with the Russian dude, right? or for the guy, he's with the guy in Berlin, whatever the guy, I think he's German, and they were drinking beers and stuff like that, and you could see the people in the background that had nothing to do with anything, and you could tell they were not hired or anything, they were just there at the restaurant, and then all of a sudden they get drunk and they're talking, they get more drunk, and then it cuts to the scene, and they're at the table and they're going like this, and they're singing and dancing, and they got the beers up, and the guys in the background, they must have got up and asked them when the camera was off, hey, will you guys be in the scene with us? And all of a sudden it cuts to like all the people that were sitting at the tables behind them, and you could tell there was like an Asian dude, some Mexican dude, and there were older dudes. Like Cory, they were not involved in this at all. They were asked on the spot, and it was just a fun. And just everything about Conan, he's great, man. He probably has influenced so many entertainers, and you just, if you don't know him or you can't have a conversation about him, like you're not going to really go far in comedy. I'm sorry. He's definitely like up there with the Dave Chappelle's, you know, and the Richard Pryors and the guys before them. Even Eddie Murphy was great before, you know, he started to get a little bit, you know, Shrek on us.
Still, Eddie Murphy's done.
Oh yeah, I love him either way, dude. I'm looking forward to the next Beverly Hills Cop thing that's going to come out.
There's that. He's got a new Christmas movie now. Yeah, it just came out on Peacock or something.
He's never done a Christmas movie. Do you know that's his first Christmas movie? He's never done one. He said, he's like, wait a minute. He said in an interview, he's like, wait a minute, I have. He's like, no, wait a minute. Trading Places, that was in the winter.
Oh, right. Santa Claus.
Coming to America was also in the winter. He said, but they weren't Christmas movies. So he's like, yes, technically this is my first Christmas movie. That's so funny. See that? But Eddie, yeah, I love Eddie, man. I'm just saying, as far as stand-up is concerned. Did you watch
the Kevin Hart, Chris Rock Netflix documentary?
No, I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that yet. That's good one.
Good stuff.
Wait a minute, who is it? Kevin Hart and Chris Rock?
Kevin Hart and Chris Rock. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen clips of it, but I haven't.
And Dave Chappelle's in it too.
Yeah. They were all together on. They're all together on tour because there's that one clip of the dude attacking Dave Chappelle on stage, and Chris Rock and Kevin Hart both come out and they're on stage with him.
So yeah, that's why I started bringing the bat out to stage with him.
Yeah, he's like. It's a clip on the internet, and then they bring the guy, all the security guards grab him and bring him behind the door, and he's like, and Chris Rock's like, he's out there getting this, or Chappelle was like, he's back there getting stomped right now. he tried to tackle him. It was weird. But what's the show? What's it called? Or is it just?
It's called Headliners Only.
Headliners Only. Okay.
Yeah.
And what do? They just sit in a room and they're just.
Well, their tour. They weren't on a tour like. I don't think a tour together. I think that their tours all just happened to line up. Yeah. And I think Chris Rock and Kevin Hart both were their tours were like running together, and then they were like, okay, we're just going to make this a little mini part of it for both of us. We're both in the middle of our tours. We're going to sideline our tours and have this be the first, like, a couple set of shows that we do. And then I guess one of them, Dave Chappelle came to.
Dave Chappelle was also at the Justin Bieber roast. So I didn't go on my TV and search Justin Bieber roast. What happens is I was like, what had happened was, you know how this story is going to start where I'm like, what had happened was.
I don't know what direction that you're heading. I don't know anything about
it. That's good.
I don't know a Justin Bieber roast story.
That's good. Oh, so Justin Bieber had a roast, just like, if you ever see the comedy, I'm sure you see the Comedy Central roast. Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you know what they are. Well, Justin Bieber had one, and Ron Burgundy showed up as Will Ferrell showed up as Ron Burgundy, did a funny thing, and then also when it was time for Justin to come up and get his revenge, he said we were trying to figure out who we were going to get to host, and we figured we'd call Kevin Hart and see if he had Dave Chappelle's number. And the joke is Kevin Hart is the host, but he's saying he was going to pretend he was called Dave Chappelle. Then all of a sudden it cuts into the crowd and Dave Chappelle's there and he's like doing this. He's like, you should have called me. You didn't call me. It was so funny. Dave Chappelle was in the audience randomly, like around this table full of like people you just don't know, you know. Actually, I think it was his family because if I can remember correct, it looked like an old Asian dude or like a younger Asian woman, and his wife is of Asian descent. He's married to an Asian, so
Yes.
But yeah, that's so funny, man. I'll have to check that out. I really will have to look that. I love that, man. That and then I catch clips of Bill Burr. Do you like him?
I love Bill Burr. Yeah.
He's great. He's like always talking about his wife. He's like, she's acting like I'm some kind of acting like she's some kind of sculpture, beautiful to be looked at, and I'm some kind of building with the scaffolds still around it.
Immaculate. Nothing.
Yeah.
Work to do on
this unfinished product. I'm just apparently we're always working on me, is what he said.
Right. Yeah.
That shit's great, dude. It's so simple. It's so simple.
He's like, I'm a great partner. I make a lot of money. I do all the chores. I take out the trash. I do the dishes, clean the house real nice. If it wasn't for everything about me, we'd be doing great.
Yeah, exactly. I love that, man. And I get my plethora of stand-up comedians that that I also like, that are just different. Like Chris Tucker live, that was a great one. When he told the whole story of Michael Jackson, he imitates Michael Jackson. It is the funniest thing you'll ever.
Yeah, it was a good special. I thought it was good.
Did you watch? You seen it?
I have. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, and Steve Harvey does a really good Michael Jackson story where he said, the Jacksons, they got draft money. And he's like going through the whole thing that those are two, I liked the Kings of Comedy. I thought it was good. I liked Bernie Mac. It's a shame.
They talk about the Kings in this Headliners Only, the Kevin Hart.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, man, that was they were great. And then like some newer ones, like I liked Sebastian Maniscalco.
Mm-hmm.
He's told some pretty good stories about like how it's different from knocking on the door from 20 years ago.
Company.
He's like, we got company. He's like, don't you eat the elements? It's for company. Oh my god. But yeah, I like him. You know what I mean? Like all different like kinds of.
I just started watching his new series on HBO. He's got a new series. Sebastian does. Okay. It's called Bookie.
Oh, interesting.
It's called Bookie.
Yes, I watched him. He was great. Who else? In stand up was like really, really good. Of course, George Carlin. Right. He's like, what's this thing about germs? He's like, do you ever see the water we used to swim in? And we're perfectly fine. He's like, look at me. He's like, you don't know you're a part of. He's like, you're a part of a system that allows you to do what you do. He's like, it's a big club and you ain't in it.
Yeah. There's like some really good stand-up specials right now that I like my go-to ones. Like I love John Mulaney's specials. I love he has the Kid Gorgeous on Netflix is a special. I love that one. There's a comedian. What's that?
So I have to see the Chris Rock one, and I got to see this. What'd you say? What's the name? John
Mulaney.
John Mulaney. Okay.
And
you probably know I'm better with faces too. You know, when I see some that I put their name with them. Like what's that guy? Ken Jong-un. I couldn't put my name in his face, but then because I just made I just am always gonna relate him to Chow. He's like, Chow, motherfuckers. That's the best.
Ken Jong-un. I think
he's the best.
I think Kim Jong-un is another guy.
Kim Jong. Oh, wait, which one?
Dr. Ken.
Oh my god! Is he the dictator? Did I mix him up?
You crossed them a little bit.
I crossed the streams. Never crossed the streams. Oh my God.
Very, very bad things. Very bad things. Canceled.
He's like, who are they? He's like, the Scolari brothers. I fried them back in 1965. Remember, that's the beginning of Ghostbusters during the trial. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm actually, we've managed to talk for like almost 40 minutes and we have not really talked about movies and then any degrees of any bacons.
I mean, we kind of. I left a disclaimer right in the beginning. Like, we're not pretty far from the pulse on any point.
Yeah.
Really, like, we're just like two little like A.D.D. bulldogs who just like.
Ready? Wait, let me do it. Let me see if let's see how it sounds in audio. Ready? You gotta do like a big dog. And then there's little chihuahuas. I don't know why I'm covering my face and doing that. I have no idea.
You should advertise.
I know.
You should advertise how good
Yeah.
puppet hands you do.
Jesse's moisturizing cream. Do you want the back of your hand to look like this?
this all can be yours.
Yeah, we'll have this number pop up. You know? Oh my God.
For a limited time only, you too can have a yellow hat.
Yeah. And you know what day? Only on Sunday.
Does this kind of does look like Simpson? When you said Conan and the Simpsons, this kind of looks like this color of the Simpsons skin.
Who is this blithering idiot? That's Homer Simpson, sir.
I'm gonna continue wearing this hat for branding purposes.
Look at me. Look, you can't see because of my current situation in life. I wish I had like look, because I have a hat on right now. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Can you see it? Does it coming through? Because it's not. I can't really see it.
I can kind of see it. Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
Let me say, the nah.
So was your when you're saying current situation, you're saying that because of how dark it is in your car?
I'm the leprechaun. He's like, Garth's like, no, stop it. He's like, listen, we're gonna end the show, but not before the leprechaun. I get the bottle of gold.
So that's Wayne's World 2.
Yeah.
Wayne's World 1 is way more quoted in my house.
Is it?
But I definitely know that that's Wayne's World 2. Sure.
Well, Wayne's World 1, yes. I know so many more quotes from the first one than the second one.
Pop quiz. Pop quiz. What was the name of the donut shop that they went to?
Oh shit. Was it Harry's? Oh, what donut shop was it? Oh my God. And Al Bundy's in there. And he's all creepy and shit. He's like,
yeah,
cover their bodies.
He's like, how come when you kill him in the heat of battle, it's called you're called a hero, but when you
he's got like a toothpick and shit, dude. Yo, you ever see a movie called Dutch with him?
Oh yeah, well I mean, so long ago that I don't really remember it.
Dude, oh my God, such a great movie, man. I love that. Anyway, ...
The movie's called the donut shop's called Stan Mikita's Donuts.
Yeah.
Stan Mikita's Donuts. It had, I guess, Stan Mikita was a hockey player or something, and it had a hockey player on the top of the.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That's it was like Sugar Puffs.
That's like their hometown hero, you know. That's the first time. You know, that's the first time I ever heard Bohemian Rhapsody.
Same.
First time, you know, when they're doing that scene in the car. It's so funny that
do people do that at weddings? They try to do the Wayne's World thing.
No, they don't know the Wayne's World thing, but they like the song. The newer generation also likes the song. So sometimes, like younger kids with older souls will ask for it. Sometimes weddings will have it at the end. It touches some certain people, but it's not so typical. But
anyway, the wind blows. It doesn't really matter to me.
I know, or to me. What do you think about the movie?
Dude, I loved it. I saw it in the theaters twice.
I like Rami Malek. He's a good actor.
So the thing is, when I saw it the second time, I remember in the first time I saw it, about 20 minutes into the movie, he like kisses the guy for the first time. They're like playing piano together, and then they like kiss, and I felt everybody in the theaters butts like pucker tight, and they're like, "Oh, this is weird." I felt it the first time, and the second time when they kissed and it got all silent and weird in the theater, I went, "Gay."
Somebody said that?
No, me. I did it.
Oh, you did it.
No, I really didn't do it. I'm just kidding.
I know you didn't.
I felt everybody's butt pucker.
I know. Yeah, I believed you saw everybody's butt pucker. I don't believe the other thing that you said.
No, I didn't yell out gay.
Yeah, you didn't do that, but you'll look at butts. You will do that. That's what you gotta
in
do.
the dark.
And you look like Bart. He's like, Oliver, clothes off. Is there an Oliver? Hey, he's like, I swear to God, when I catch you goddamn kids. Pop quiz. Who does that voice?
Hank Azaria.
Yeah. Pop quiz. Hank Azaria was in a movie with Ben Stiller. What was that movie?
Mystery Men.
No, were they together in that movie?
Yeah.
Okay, another movie that they were together, and that's so funny. I didn't know that, and now I know.
Oh, and Along Came Polly.
Along Came Polly. Remember, he's like, "You do not want to go to school."
He's like, "He put the moose. He put the moose."
He's like, yeah. That's so good, man. He was everywhere. Frank Azaria, dude. He was. Once you figure out who he was like that. He's like Gary Oldman. Once you figure out who Gary Oldman was, you're like, damn, man, he was in a lot of movies.
Did you? He had a I forget what it was called. He had a series on IFC or something where he played this like washed up baseball announcer, and he's like, oh, man, I gotta remember what it was called. I'll send you the clip of it or something.
Please, because I love.
I think it was called like Hardball or something. I don't remember.
That's Keanu Reeves, bitch. You ever see Hardball with Keanu Reeves? Keanu. Yeah. No, what's that? That when I said Keanu, what's that remind me of? Oh, Emilio. Yeah, remember? Really? He's like, and he turned around and he had a cowboy hat. He tipped his hat, and guess who it was? Emilio Estevez, the Mighty Ducks guy.
So I'm waiting to use the payphone, and the guy at the phone turns around and tips his hat like this.
Like this.
And who do you think that man was? Emilio Estevez, the Mighty Duck Man. I swear to God, I was there. I know you were. You were the one who screamed the Breakfast Clubber's name. I was like, Emilio!
I was like, yeah, exactly. Word for word. That was impressive. Exactly. That's exactly
I'm a little bit of an A.D.D. comedy nerd myself.
Yes, I will either do it straight on the quote, or I'll get very close to it. And you can tell. Sometimes I'll just be like, and it depends. The ADD gets me. I'm like in the middle of it, and I'm just like, oh, look, a butterfly.
So sometimes you'll say things that are just a smidge off, and I'll know that you mean the right thing, and I am just proud of you for making sense.
And you're with me. That's all that matters.
And I'm all the way with you, and I'm just proud that you're making sense.
Oh my God! Oh, he's so proud of me. Oh,
you said Hank Azaria, and then 5 seconds later you said Frank Azaria, and I was like, I know what you mean.
Well, it's really funny. The reason why I said Frank was he did an interview with Conan, and I watched it 2 nights ago, and he said even on some promo ads they put Frank by accident and not Hank. He's like, I don't know what it is, but people get it confused. And did I say Frank?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say Hank, right?
You said Hank the first, and then Frank the second time.
See, I even said it.
You absorbed it. You absorbed it.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. I'm the songbird of my generation. I've been told that by people.
Remember Camp Anawana? Remember that? Salute Your Shorts.
Yeah, Salute Your Shorts.
The one nerd, the nerd kid. they called him Sponge because his mind was like a sponge. And that's you right now. You're a sponge. You absorbed it.
Interesting. Wow. I never even thought about that. You know what also I had to think about is the background. Are you smacking the drums in the background?
No, it's just it's a hands on the hips kind of thing. It's a little sassy.
It almost looks like you can put it. It's almost like looks like you could put the percussion instrument right there in your hands. Exactly. Yes. You don't understand what that looks like. Yo, you should put your face off camera and talk like that guy with and just be the hands. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, that'd be great. It's so funny. Yeah. He's your alter ego. Yo, have you ever seen? Speaking of like, I don't know why I said speaking of because we weren't talking about, but a ventriloquist. There's a girl that came on like AGT or whatever one of those shows were, and she can sing these songs on key, and her vocal range is retarded, and she's not moving her lips at all.
She's not retarded. She's just working with a dummy.
A dummy. Oh my God. He's an asshole, sir. He's my cousin. Great. How many assholes we got on this ship? Oh my God. Or what's his face? Oh my God. I think Walberg was in it.
Mark Walberg was in something. Ted? Ted?
Ted. This could be labeled enough about Mark Wahlberg. That's what this is labeled as, dude.
Maybe not. Maybe go fuck yourself.
Yeah. He's like cranberry juice. What are you on your period? Remember? He's like cranberry juice. It's like, what are you?
Yeah, that wasn't Mark Wahlberg who said that though.
No, that was
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. Same movie though. You see what I did?
What are you drinking? Cranberry juice.
Cranberry juice. Yeah. Oh my God. He's like, I got a Jack Nicholson's like, I got a rat in my unit. He did it just like that, like he was gnawing something. It came out of nowhere. I'm just like, man, Jack, you are a scary dude. I'm telling you, man, he's scary.
Never see him as anything but the Joker.
Yeah. That's the end of the movie, man. Well, that's the end of the Joker anyway in that movie. You remember they had to go shut his thing off? He had to open his jacket and shut it off because it was going when he fell.
Quiz. Do you remember what his name was in that movie?
Jack. What was his last name? Oh. But I know he was Jack. Sparrow?
It was weird because they didn't like ever name Joker and stuff, but for some reason in that movie he had a first and last name.
He was Jack
Napier.
Napier? Do you know I remember he was Jack? Because
that's his name?
Yeah, you jack off.
Remember how I know that Jack's name was Jack in that movie?
Yeah. You remember that time when somebody told me their name and then I remembered it? And then called them.
I used a clever device. I knew what their name was, and then I also remembered the name of their character. You see?
You see? I did it. You see? And I'll do it again. You see? Yeah, it was me. It was me. So what were we talking about that I didn't finish?
You were talking about
Jack.
So a character named Jack.
And Batman, the reason why I know his name is Jack, his first name is Jack, is because when he saw the kid when he killed his parents and he did it really slow motion, he's like, "Hey kid, you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?" And then 3 seconds later, his friend goes, "Come on, Jack, let's go, Jack." And he turns and looks at his friend and then runs away. And the guy yells, "Jack." So that's how I know.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
He's like, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts." I just saw him in the other day, Michael Keaton, and I was just watching clips. I wasn't watching the whole movie. Founder.
Oh yeah, that was an awesome movie. I love that movie. I'm a fan.
He's like, you're not in the burger business. You're in the real estate business.
Dude, he was great. Did you ever see Birdman?
No, I didn't. I didn't see. You know what? And it got great reviews. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but hey, look, we got to rewind this, and that's on the list too.
It's a good thing this is getting recorded so that we can go back and watch all the things that we mentioned. And if anybody is hearing us make reference to stuff that you don't get, oh well, sorry. Tune in next week. Tune
in next week.
Where there might be more stuff you understand. Or maybe let's do an episode from last week.
Tune in next week where they talk about their hats for 15 minutes. Look at the let's make a song. Look at the color of our hats. They're like, if you don't enjoy theater, then please skip from 55 seconds and 15 seconds, 55, whatever it is, 55 minutes and 20.
Now the thing is, now I would wear this hat, but I wouldn't wear a matching scarf and mittens. I just wouldn't.
You wouldn't? If I wasn't Jamaican, would I be wearing this hat? He's like, what part of Jamaica are you from? Right by the beach. Not a mercy. Like, right by the beach. Also when I hear Jamaican accents, you know what it makes me think of? I'll be so impressed if you know this. I'm gonna do a little bit of the scene of the movie, and you just tell me what the movie is, right? I don't know why I'm thinking. Okay, just pretend I have. I'll just do it like this, okay? Just pretend I have like dreads, all right? Ready? Ready? Yama 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 yama. Yama 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 yama. You remember?
Is that from Cool Runnings?
No, but that's another Jamaican. Oh, I should have said the only. Yeah, he's like, feel the rhythm, feel the ride, get on up, it's bobsled time. Cool Runnings. Great movie, man. John Candy, you can't beat it. I love it, man.
No, I just put Uncle Buck on our watch list for a list of them to see because she's never seen it, but she's watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with me every year at Thanksgiving for the past 3 years.
That's a nice tradition to have.
Yeah. Because it's a Thanksgiving movie. You got to watch it at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Maybe you can watch it with Tim Barger next year.
Maybe we all can watch it with Tim Barger next year. Timmy.
Did you have you seen the new South Park movie, the Entering the Panderverse or whatever?
Listen, do you want to know something about funny about South Park? I've only seen one episode of South Park ever, and that's all I've ever watched of South Park. One episode. And it was the funniest episode I've ever seen in my entire life. Don't know why I didn't continue on.
You don't want to ruin the illusion that you've created.
I just have that one episode under my belt, and I'll never forget it. And that's it. And do you want to know what episode it was?
Please tell me.
It's the one where the guy is solving the puzzle, and the answer to the puzzle is bananas.
Yeah.
But he obviously says the N-word. And then the camera guy, just before he says it, the camera guy's black and he goes like this and he comes in the frame. He's giving like a dirty look. That's and then he was the N-word guy the rest of the episode. And I'm just like, man, this is like, and then Family Guy came along and they were like almost even worse with some of their references, and man, no holds barred, just nobody's off limits. They make fun of they did an episode one time, and it's like, yeah, isn't she dating Ted Danson? And then it cuts to a thing, and his head is like 5 feet long, his forehead, and his hair is like up here to imply that he has a big forehead, I guess. And it was just real extreme, and it's just dude, shit like that. Zach McFarlane in his fucking mind. And the writers he has around him, That team is just crazy, dude. The shit they think of, and it's so obvious. They're not doing anything that's like some crazy, thing that like nobody understands. We understand it. That's why it's funny.
I think that like there's been zero attempts to like cancel Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the guys who make South Park. Like they're Teflon.
Yeah,
but
they started it.
Yeah, there's like they're gonna push the envelope like every single time, and like somebody's gonna be upset. And that's
they have. They're the ones. They are the pioneer of a generation. How about this one? How about this movie? Ladies and gentlemen, up next.
Generation.
Row, Gardner.
Pitcher's got a big butt.
Do you know that one?
Yeah, that's Rookie of the Year.
He's like, one more pitch. One more. And he's like, the guy's chewing his gum. He's like, one more. The coach is chewing gum. That's so funny. Somebody puts that up as a meme and you use it for all sorts of shit. Like, the bartender wants to cut you off. That's the meme. And then that's the scene that plays out. Or like when you're asking a girl what she wants to eat, the scene from The Notebook. He's like, what do you want?
What do you want?
He's like, what do you want? What do you want? They put that meme up there when you ask your wife about dinner.
Don't you ever in your life wish that you could somehow become a famous meme? Like a meme of you doing something becomes some famous meme that like people can apply to every other fun thing that's going on.
If it doesn't impede in my personal life.
Right. Like, at my house. Sure, not ruining your life in any way.
Okay. Well, dude, some of these celebrities, they got paparazzi that camps out at their gates. You know what I mean? I don't want that shit. That's all I'm saying. How far is this meme going? Do you know what I mean? Am I going to be like Backpack Boy, or what is it going to be?
The lady who's yelling at the cat.
I'm gonna be the pigeon lady from Home Alone.
Is she a meme?
Oh, everything's a meme.
Oh man, I missed it.
That's a meme. It's like when your cat lady aunt goes out and hangs out with her friends, and then it cuts to her friends, and then she's a pigeon lady. You get it? And then like you're probably friends with like a dog lady. That's. You know what I just realized too? In the movie Elf, the guy that asks Will Ferrell, / I guess Buddy is his character name.
Yeah.
When he asks Buddy,
Peter Billingsley.
What's that?
Peter Billingsley. He's like, you're not cutting it in any muggins.
Yeah,
buddy, you're special.
He's like, you're special. He's like, you're just different. Yeah. So that kid's that's the kid from A Christmas Story, right?
Yeah. His name's Peter Billingsley. Yes.
And he also they made another one, right?
Yeah, they made another one. The whole other Christmas Story Christmas. So it's about him writing the book that was the first movie.
Okay.
Did you see it?
Yeah. I didn't see it.
Well, show it to your kids.
I'm glad. I'm gonna watch it. What do you mean? For my kids. It's gonna be me time with popcorn. You know what I mean? They don't know the Christmas Story. They're like, "What's that?" He's like, "Oh, that's a fire truck. That's mine. Oh, look at the airplane. That's mine. That's mine. That's mine." What's that? Looks like there's something over behind the door over there. Where do you go check it out? Yeah, go check it out. Remember? He's like,
I love it. And he's like, little fantasy thing. He's like, I'll get you, Black Bart.
Yeah.
When you come back, I'll be ready for you, Black Bart. Or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's like, drink more Ovaltine, a crummy commercial. He's like trying to crack the code on those like old radios, I guess it was.
Yeah, like they had to send in for some decoder system, and they said, a crummy commercial?
Yeah, he's like, a crummy commercial? He's like, what did you just say? He's like, fuck. He's like, what did you just say? He's like, that's what I thought you said. Get in
Did
the
you
car.
think? Did you think that soap looked like it was kind of probably tasted good? Think it was maybe like a little piece of candy.
Oh yeah, totally. Oh, there's
Like,
something in there. There's something good in there, you know.
it wasn't like for the actor. Maybe this if I ever have Peter Billingsley on my podcast, I'll ask him if that like for him if that was like a prop soap and it was actually candy or something. He had to put the little piece of bar of soap in his mouth.
Yeah,
for the actor.
I mean, it just depends how much they like you, I guess, you know.
Or it might have just been like a little wooden block that they just stuck in his mouth to make it like.
Yeah, it's probably plastic. Like it looked like it was plastic. Do you know what I mean? The texture of it.
Props, dude. Props.
And I'm sure they put water in alcoholic drinks. There's a clip of a blooper of Back to the Future when he's in the car taking a sip of the alcohol, and they put real alcohol in there. So when he took it in the blooper, he's like that. You know what I mean? They got Marty McFly. They got him. Good old Michael J. And my friend, this is so funny of how people have come out of Snowball Gate. So I have my other buddy that lives in Snowball Gate. He does the autograph collecting. He's Piece of History Collectibles. And what's great about whatever you get off of him, whatever you buy off him, even whether you're collecting an item or you want to buy a Christmas gift, it's all signed by the people. That's his business. He can't you don't make any money. Once somebody figures you're out of fake, your business is over. You know what I mean? So, and dude, he's just like worldwide, man. He now doesn't even. They used to go out in the streets and like the photographers, the paparazzi, especially TMZ was always like on the scene because I used to go to New York all the time and wait for these celebrities to come out of their hotels and come out of clubs and stuff when they're done at the end of the night to see if they'll sign some autographs. I mean, you know, and it was cool. You know, most every celebrity was about it, and people that weren't about it, they weren't about it. It was not a big deal. One time in band camp, one time down at Citizens Bank Park, Roger Pink Floyd was playing the Wall Tour. This was like 10, 15 years. I don't know how long ago it was. It was a long time. And my buddy's like, look, just stand here on the sidewalk and this van's going to pull up and two doors are going to open and Roger's going to be right there and he's going to sign one by one. We just have to make a line and everybody's going to be cool. Sure enough, here comes Roger Waters' van. He comes and opens it up and he's just sitting right there on the edge of the seat and letting us come one by one and just signing the shit. It was awesome, dude. He just looks like somebody's dad. You know what I mean? He had like these glasses on and he could have got it like a 7-Eleven, rack. And he had his hair slicked back, and he smelled like my dad does after he's like out of the shower. He's got like this like old Heineken Marlboro cigarette. I'm trying to cover it up. Brute, you get in your stockings for Christmas cologne. And it's just like, I don't understand why people do that. Like they get crazy with the cologne and these sprays and things like that. Like it smells so strong that it seems like you're trying to cover something up. You know what I mean?
Did you like Pauly Shore movies?
Yeah, Weezy the Jews. He's like, "What's up, buddy?"
I think, was it Encino Man when he's like, what does that smell, brute? He was like, what is that, brute? I feel like was that Encino Man, son-in-law or something? He's like,
yeah, it's got yeah, I think it was Encino Man because that would make sense because they clean them up. Remember they gave him the bath and shit. So if I had to make an educated guess, I would say
it might have been Biodome.
We'll have a whole podcast. Biodome? Making a filter.
Did you love Biodome? I was a huge
filter. Making a filter. He's like, dude, we don't need them anymore.
We just went bed sheets.
We just went bed sheets. He's like,
well, I already collected the butts. Well, at least you collected them.
At least you collected. Bud and Doyle. I remember that. He's like, do you know how much trouble you're in? They're like, How much? They were having the best. That was great. Greatest quote of any movie. Let's get that mother Faulkner. Remember, because he was Dr. Faulkner?
Yeah.
And when they were chasing him, he's like, that little rat. And he was like underground with a little scooter. Yeah. That was the same guy that was in Die Hard. He was the asshole reporter in Die Hard.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Dude, I always quote when he's like, shoot for the pillow, and then they're like, and he's like, shoot for the pillow, shoot for the blanket, shoot for the blanket,
and then it's like, just for fun. Ooh! Oh, I remember that. Remember, and then I forget when they're making out with the girls, and then they realize they have girlfriends, and they send them away, and then they go up to the door, and they're banging their boners on the door. Oh man, I don't know why shit like that. I don't know, man. That just
welcome to Biodome. Welcome to the future. Welcome to the place where I'm gonna drain my lizard.
And then at the end, it's like, I wish they would make another one, because at the end, remember, they stopped by another place, the power plant or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Remember, he's like, oh, I gotta cork it. He's like, I gotta go. He's like, can you cork it? He's like, negative. Oh, that looks like a place we can stop. And then they're pulling into, that's the end of the movie, when they're with their girlfriends and they pull into like another, it's like a factory or something like that. So they should continue that. They have.
Hey, listen, guys, it's time to make Biodome 2. All right.
Please.
Enough of not making Biodome 2. Get right to it.
Can you name another movie that Stephen Baldwin is in? Quick cameo.
No, I don't think I can.
Do you remember in the movie Half Baked, he comes sliding out from the car? He said, "Then give me a bong, some tinfoil, and string." He's like, "And hurry up." He's like, "I've made bongs with less."
MacGyver stoner.
Yeah, the MacGyver smoker. Yeah, it was Stephen. That was him.
Okay, that's funny. No, I don't remember that.
Crazy, dude. I get cameos all
I
the time.
remember that was him.
The quick ones, I get them. What were we talking about?
Throw some more trivia at me. I like these, and they're fun.
What were you talking about? What trivia did I give you?
Like different comedy movies.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Different trivias at me. See if I can get them.
Oh.
Let's see.
Oh, there's tons of them. Oh, I can't. Where do I start? Where do I begin? We begin. What movie is that? Oh. Do you ever see what's that movie? Not Office Space. What is the name of the movie? 40-Year-Old Virgin. You ever see that movie?
Of course, yeah.
Okay. Name another movie that I don't know if I want to give you the name of the actor, or I want to give you the actual name of the actor, or the name. First of all, what's significant about 40-Year-Old Virgin? Like, what do you remember the most about that movie?
It's written and directed by Judd Apatow, starring Steve Carell, Paul Rudd.
But there's anything significant that made that movie funny to you, that stood out to you? Like, there was parts, like the one part where Paul Rudd is continuously wants to get Michael McDonald off the video.
I'll kill myself.
Yeah, listen. And then finally, like,
I'll blow my brain. If I have to hear Michael McDonald one more time.
Yeah. But this was like another. This wasn't the first couple of scenes. This was later on in the movie, like when this was like their third or fourth night of the job. And progressively, the reason why he did that is because something happened in his life, which we all know, and why he was frustrated.
The girl broke up with him 2 years ago.
Yeah, he took it 2 years, and he's still mad. And so he progressively in that movie got fed up with Michael McDonald to the point where he got that. It's just the funniest shit. There's number one. And then the second one was when the girlfriend found the speed dating card, and she goes to question Steve Carell, and he's like. You think now I'm saying? He's like,
she was a hoe. Faux show.
She's like, she was a hoe.
I remember her. She was a hoe.
The hell up.
Faux show. Get off my
That's the kind of shit
get off my shit.
he's like just back up. Oh, I love that. And then what's her face? Who's the boss? The lady with the blonde hair. She was in Glee.
Oh,
What is her name?
Jane Lynch. Jane Lynch
Lynch.
was it?
Yo, Jane Lynch. You know the awesome movie Jane Lynch and it's good. You ever see the movie Role Models?
Yeah, she's like, don't BS a BSer. Yeah,
she's like, don't BS. She's like, I used to do the hard stuff. All right. I don't know. What
I used to have for breakfast? Crack.
Name the name the company that she works for. The organization.
Helping Hands or something?
No. Sturdy Wings. And then remember she comes flying out of the after they watch the video, she's in the video going like this, and then she comes out from behind the TV like this, like she just jumped out of the TV.
Do you remember she played Ricky Bobby's mom in Talladega Nights?
Yeah, she's like, I would like it if you accompanied me to the ball.
she's like, that puts the lid right on the jar, or whatever. The little kids were acting up. He's like, you're gonna listen to Grandma, or I'm gonna paint your back porch red.
I'm gonna paint your back porch red. I love that. That was so good, man. Yeah, she was in that movie too. She was. What other movie was she in that
I watched most of Glee. I don't know if I've ever publicly announced that, or ever advertised that I've watched most of Glee, but I think I stopped watching it when I knew that the guy just had died. The guy whose name was Cory something, I forget. Yeah, the guy who was like the main dude on the show. I just stopped watching it at that point because I knew, I don't know, it was too sad.
It was too sad.
It was too sad.
You know who died young? You ever see the movie Sidekicks?
Oh, Jonathan Brandis?
Yes, dude. Dude, that was one of my dude. Joe Giacoli and Jeff Angelo, and sometimes Matt Brown used to drive around in a Honda and smoke marijuana and just crack up and do these quotes to these movies and these parts of these movies that we remember. And it was the fun. We would just, my stomach would hurt sometimes with things that we would pull out of our ass. Do you know what I mean? From back in the day. And Sidekicks was one of them. And one time I'm like, guess this movie. I had him turn on his headlights and I went in front of the headlights and I pretend I was at the end of the movie. Remember when he turns into the White Ninja to do the nunchucks?
I barely remember that.
Oh, man. Chuck Norris. He's like, put more razor blade in that chewing gum. What's his name?
I don't remember that specifically enough.
What's his name? He's a very famous actor. Joe Piscopo. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
No, I don't know.
Joe Piscopo. He was the bad guy.
He was on SNL, right?
He was on SNL, yes. You know, it was also on SNL that I recently met like a couple months ago. Or actually, it was 1 year. It was 2 Mays ago. Or 2 Octobers ago. September's. So, I swear to God, this is like the Emilio Estevez story. This is
I was there.
I should even.
Of course you were.
You were. Yeah, I should even end it with that preference of tone of my voice and be like,
I was the one who screamed the Breakfast Clubber's name.
Yeah, exactly. So, I actually have a picture of it. I think it's on my Instagram of me and this guy. So anyway, so I'm there early, obviously setting up my equipment, getting ready, and I have to provide a microphone for the ceremony, right? For the officiant to marry. I provide your microphone when you marry people. And through the sound, right? So I have to find you and test the mic to see, like, I want you to test it and show you how far to be away from it and show you how to swivel it when you want to get other people saying their vows and stuff. So anyway, so I didn't even think of the other. So this guy is like,
if you're officiating a wedding and you don't know how to hold a microphone, just give up.
Yeah. Well, listen, what it is I don't want them. I put the microphone like this, far away from them, so when in the pictures you can't see the mic. Like right now. Like, it's cool because that mic sort of blends into the background. But if you have a mic that's like right up in your face, Do you know what I mean? Like we're like you're like this. That's the picture you're gonna get. So what I do is I have a really good mic that sits on a mic stand down here. Look, chest level, and you can just talk normal, and you don't even see the mic. It's nowhere in the pictures or nothing. Anyway, so that's what I have to do for them. So I have to get a test of how tall they are from my mic stand, right? So this guy's like twirling this umbrella and things like that, and I'm not noticing him, but like I look at his face, I'm like, he looks really familiar, dude. He looks really familiar. This guy, I think the actors, I think he is, and I'm just not sure. And you don't want to say anything because you don't know the guy yet. And plus I'm setting up. I don't want to get in a conversation with him. So I set up and things like that and blah, blah, blah. And then eventually I'm looking at my sheet, like I'm looking at the data sheet and saying, okay, I'm looking for somebody named Jim. That's going to be the officiant, right? So I didn't just put two and two together. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. This confirms my suspicions of who this guy I think he is. There's no way that his name is Jim on the data. It's Uncle Jim. That's why there's no last name there. That's why I'm not sure. So this is Uncle Jim now, right? So I forget what it was. I was setting up, and then one of the family members, my ex's, it's so funny. My ex's sister was there. She came up and talked to me. Blah, blah. I'm like, yo, it's so funny. Who is that? Is that her uncle? She's like, yeah, that's her uncle. I'm like, it's so funny. He looks just like this actor. You probably don't know him. His name is Jim Brewer. She's like, that is Jim Brewer. I'm like, it is because when you see people, sometimes they don't look like they do on TV. And I just wasn't sure. And he looked strikingly just like this guy, right? So she's like, yeah, you didn't know that? Megan didn't tell you that? I'm like, no, she just said Uncle Jim and just left it down. I guess she wanted to be a dick and test me to see if I knew who the guy was.
Well, I mean, sometimes maybe they didn't want it leaked or whatever, like the information.
Yeah, that's true. It's true because then you're talking about it. Then people are gonna like hound the guy for pictures and things. I totally.
Or maybe you'll be on a podcast one day and you'll be like, Jim Brewer is officiating weddings, and
yeah. It's like
dude,
Bam Margera says, "I'm gonna give you the code to the gate. This is where we're skateboarding." That's what he does. That's what they do. You know that? They do it all the time. They do radio interviews and say, "Yo, we're gonna be here. Here's the gate code. Come and skateboard with us." They do it all the time. So they must got a couple of guards there with some guns in case like people get crazy. But they go. I swear to God, they do it. Or they say where they're gonna be. Oh, I was trying to show you. I was looking up the photo of it. You know, listen, man. When I say something,
I was just talking.
I put my guarantee behind it. I want to let you know that. I put my guarantee and my word behind what I say. I could
take a dump in a box and mark it guaranteed. Believe me, I got spare time.
I make American car parts for the American working man. Because that's who I am. That's what I care about. God, I love that. He's like, here's some champagne. Use the ice to ice your marbles. Love Z. He's like, Roads.
That was from a different movie.
I know.
Roads was from Black Sheep.
From movie to movie. You know that. Roads.
That's
That's whatchamacallit?
Black Sheep.
Yeah.
David Spade.
And freaking what's his face is in it? Gary Busey's in it in the woods and shit. Oh my God. Oh, here it is. Look. Boom. Me and Brewer. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll go like that and just see better. Oh, you know what? Maybe that made it worse. Maybe I'll just do this.
Cool, dude.
Look, the Jessies and the Brewers. He was all tuned up, man.
Jesse and the Brew. I was just talking about him on my other podcast because the way we end my other podcast is we always say, show's over. And that's something I took from Jim Brewer. He used to have a show during spring break on MTV where he would like do a talk show sort of thing during this spring break. And when the show was over, he'd go, show's over.
Yeah, he does that good. He sounds like Joe Pesci when he does that.
Right.
That's funny.
So that's how we end every episode of the Stew Pot, the other podcast that I do.
Speaking of which, I should have mentioned him. His stand-up is great when he does like AC/DC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
he like imitates AC/DC's, and he gets the whole band into it and shit. It's hilarious, dude. He's good, man. He he's like, if people ask me to do Goat Boy, not doing it. Not doing. That's what people would know him from Saturday Night Live. He did Goat Boy.
Well, like I think
that was his
a good amount of people know him from Half Baked.
Yeah, that's the movie that he's like, and Nibbles didn't want to kill his brother, but he had to kill Nibbles. Kill my dog. Oh, I love it, man. He's like, I'm gonna make a run for it, B. I'll make a run for it, B. Yeah, another great movie. That's just so simple and stupid. And the only thing that sticks in my mind about that movie, besides the obvious tons of things you can quote. By the way, you would have made a really good guy on the couch. You would have been perfect for that role.
I think that was Stephen Wright.
What's that?
I think that was comedian Stephen Wright that was the guy on the couch.
He was a comedian. I don't know.
When that movie came out, I was 9th grade or something. I was like in 8th grade or something. I would have made a good guy on the couch. I was too young. I would have been kid on the sofa.
Okay, well, let's pretend you have a time machine, dick.
Yeah, let's pretend this version of myself
was when the movie came out.
Was when the movie came out
a little bit. Okay, you didn't see Robin Williams give up on the dinner table and let Rufio win. No, he said, "Oh, Rufio," and then flung that food at him, and then the whole table just piled up with pies and chickens, and it was really confusing because you would think they're all hungry and they needed Peter to pretend to get all their food for all this time. They would eat it and have manners, but no, they had a food fight and threw it and wasted the food. I wrote a letter to that movie company, production company, and said, "Don't you ever in your life waste food on TV, ever, in my presence." By the way, there's no parts available, is there?
No, there's no parts. Can I be in Hook 2?
Yeah, please let me hold the boom mic, please. You think you can test me?
Did you ever see Dumb and Dumberer, the prequel to Dumb and Dumber?
I couldn't do it.
When Harry met Lloyd?
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Brother, you owe it to yourself to watch that movie because it's you would love it. I know you would love it.
Dwayne Johnson, you're like, brother, I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. Name that movie.
That's Spider-Man. But I'm gonna say I've been saying brother to people for 20 years that I've been in the wrestling.
Since before Walking Tall came out.
Yeah.
Before Moana came out.
Wrestlers call everybody brother. That's part of it.
Listen, do you know who the first person significantly was to really say that all the time?
Hogan.
What?
Hogan
is brother, right?
Hogan.
Okay.
Brother.
Yeah, brother. He's like, yo, you ever see the little kid that confronts him all the time?
Yeah, he's like,
he's like, let me tell you something. He did that to there's a video of it. He did that to Rocky in Philadelphia. He showed up in Philadelphia when Rocky was in Philadelphia and did it to Rocky. He said, he's like, if you want to go out in life and get what you want, then you get what you want. That's the quote he was doing. It was like when he was talking to his son on the sidewalk. The 4th installment, whatever, was Rocky Balboa. That same Hogan kid did that to Rocky.
That was the 5th movie.
Was it the 5th?
No, yeah, that was Rocky 6 actually. Rocky 5 sucked. So we're gonna act like it didn't happen.
All right, let's go through this. 1 was Apollo. Mm-hmm. 2 was Apollo again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 3 was Drago. No. 3 was
Clubber
Lang. 4 was Drago.
Ivan Drago, yeah.
5 was Tommy Gunn.
Yeah.
And then 6 was Tommy Gunn, teach you. He's like that guy. He took my room. Remember the son? He was up at the end of the movie. He's like, get him, Dad. He took my room. shit's great. Man.
Did you ever see?
So that was.
You ever hear on Preston and Steve when they play the clip of Rocky V when he's talking about the Christmas stuff and he's like Rattlers.
Yeah.
There's a little clip of them saying Rattlers.
Yeah. And there's also one that when they talk about politics, Mayor from Back to the Future. Yeah, Mayor.
I could be mayor.
Yeah. They always use shit like that. So I love that. I love that show. I also love the fact that Pierre Robert is completely different in his own way and does his thing during the day. And you know, Chris did a couple. Chris has done a lot of things. He designed like a couple hats that they sell down at this. You can get it. One's like I think he designed it was like it's got the Philly Fanatic, so it's like all green, like furry hat.
Chris Ashcroft, huh?
Yep, and his brother John Ashcraft. John Ashcraft comes to Thanksgiving. They live right on that road, right before you make that turn at a Snowball. Like it's
we're gonna all sit down and we're gonna watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah, almost. You said wrong. That movie, that Veronica Vaughn is
she's one piece of ace.
Yeah.
I know from experience, if you know what I mean, dude.
No, you don't.
Her and a guy I knew, they got it on. Woo-wee.
No, they didn't.
You can imagine what it would be like if they did, though.
Like, if peeing your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis. That's the grossest thing I ever heard. Let's go. Freaking Sandman. What a long career that guy has had. Jeez.
Oh yeah.
And you know, listen, some movies I like better than others, but I don't think he ever really made a terrible movie, unwatchable movie. I mean, Jack and Jill was close, but it was still funny because Pacino was in it.
The cappuccino.
Yeah, he's like the Dunkaccino. He's like, everybody tries my Dunkaccino. Remember at the end, he's like, burn this immediately. This is to never.
The first like Sandler movie I watched and was like, oh man, this kind of wasn't. It disappointed me a little bit. It was probably Click. When I saw Click, I was like, this is kind of sad. Like, I don't know.
It was very sad. And you guess who's in that movie?
Christopher Walken.
Yeah, Chris. I don't know how to really do it, Christopher Walken. He's like kind of tough. He's not tough. You gotta like, you know what you gotta do? The inflection's easy, pretty much. It's his voice you gotta do. Who does the best one? Who does the best impression?
Of what? What do you mean?
Of Walken.
Oh, of Walken?
Kevin Pollak. Kevin Pollak does it perfect.
The guy, I think there's on 30 Rock, there's a guy
that does it right now.
I thought on 30 Rock, there's a guy.
You're like, I think this guy is bass. He's like, a bass. I like him. Guess, and he was in. Guess what movie I first saw him in?
Christopher Walken.
Yeah, True Romance.
You got to give me some time to guess. If you're gonna quiz me, you got to give me time to guess.
He's like, I guess who took this hat? Wait a minute, don't tell me. Amelia.
The Nick Pepper joke. He's like, no. The guy asked me, know what I like? Mashed potatoes. He's like, if you're gonna quiz me, you got to give me time to guess.
Yeah. He's like, I had a double burger. He's like, here, we'll put your double burger up in the dashboard on layaway, okay? He's like, you can pay it in installments. He's like, Chuck, no, I said I was going to give it to you in the snow cone. I said that. Name that movie. Here's your fucking sandwich. They're driving in the car. Come on, man, I'm hungry.
That's Good Will Hunting.
Yes. Very good. I love that.
I think I'm pretty good at some of these trivia.
No,
like
you
it.
are. That's why I gotta watch myself and not tell you the answer. I just get so excited. But speaking of wait, what was the answer? What was the one we just did? What was the answer to that?
Good Will Hunting?
Good Will Hunting, yeah. That makes you think of that relates to that. He's like, so anyway, I'm a janitor at a college. I saw on the hallway.
Sometimes I see them on a chalkboard, and I'll just have to stop it.
He's like, is this Good Will Hunting? He's like, no, what are you talking about? He's like, it sounds a lot like the plot to Good Will Hunting. He's like,
the best friend's Ben Affleck.
He's like, no. Anyway, my best friend's Ben Affleck. Yeah, so that's how my mind makes the connection with movies. So now I'll think of something else, maybe from that scene. He's like, what did he say? He said, he's like the snow cone machine. But yeah, so like my mind would do that. Or I used to play a game with my friends where you had to name an actor and another actor in a movie, and then you would give somebody that actor. So this is how you do it. It's real easy, okay? I'm gonna name the movie and the actor. Then you have to name another movie that actor was in, and then you have to give me another actor that was in that movie.
Yeah, I play this game with my friends too. The same exact game.
Is this like the secret?
Well, we know a lot of the same people, so perhaps it circled its way through.
All right, so I'm gonna give you Christopher Lloyd in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I don't know why I just thought about that. He's in that movie. Have you ever seen it?
Oh, of course. I've seen Roger Rabbit. I watched it like a million times when I was a kid.
You better.
Eddie Valiant.
I know. Yeah, I know. You can use Bob Hoskins. He was in another movie with another actor that I really like. I'll tell you who it is after you give me who you give me. So
the only other person I could give you was Bob Hoskins. No. And the only other thing that I know.
No, come on. Who plays?
I know Koopa? Other movies he's been in.
Who plays Koopa in the movie? King Koopa.
You're a step ahead of me because we didn't even say Super Mario. You're just thinking it, and you said it. King Koopa. King Koopa. We didn't even get to that yet.
Yeah, I know who you're gonna. Bob Hoskins was in another movie. Oh, he was in no.
Oh, he was in Unleashed, man. He was in Unleashed with Jet Li. Remember, he said, "You're my dog."
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what's funny? Because when he does that accent, or he sometimes I can get confused. But you know what angle I was going. Sorry,
you were going Dustin Hoffman.
What?
Was it Dustin Hoffman or Gene Hackman? Who played Koopa in that?
Koopa, no, Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper.
Yeah.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
Pop quiz, hot shot. You got a man with a gun. Exactly, same guy. You son of a bitch.
All right, so you said Dennis Hopper, and then I said Speed, and then is that where we are right now?
No, you didn't give me an actor. So name a movie that Bob Hoskins is in, and then name another actor in that movie.
I'm gonna say Unleashed, and then I'm gonna say Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman? You're giving me Morgan Freeman. I mean, how often do you look at a man's shoes? Come on, he's like, he's like, I didn't think much of Andy when I first saw him. Looked like a stiff breeze could blow him over. You're gonna give me Morgan? Oh my God, there's so many. I'm not gonna give you Tim Robbins, even though I could from Shawshank, or I could also give you from Shawshank. Fucking what's his name? What's the actor's name? It's the warden.
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon's not the warden in Shawshank Redemption.
I haven't seen the movie in a really long time. I don't remember.
You wish though. You ever see the videos? By the way, side conversation right here. You ever see the video of Kevin Bacon doing 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon? The shit is hilarious. He starts doing it and nobody knows what he's doing, and then he gets to the end. He's like, "Oh, I was doing the 7 Degrees of Bacon."
It's so meta.
You gave me Bob Hoskins, and you gave me who?
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. Okay, I'm gonna give you. Oh my God, he's in so many good ones. I'm gonna give you Gerald Butler, and they were in a movie called Angel Down.
I didn't see that movie. but I know Gerard Butler from Rock and Rolla. Did you ever see the movie Rock and Rolla?
Never,
Guy Ritchie movie.
But I don't have to see the movie. I only need to know the actor. So he was in that movie with who?
He was in that movie with I think Jason Statham.
Oh, Jason Statham. I ride around on my bike. Now you know what I do. I would have waited.
I could be totally wrong. I don't remember who else was in that movie. I know Gerard Butler.
You're gonna Jason Statham me? Okay, cool. You just Jason Statham.
I mean, it was a Guy Ritchie movie, so probably Jason Statham was in it.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to Jason Statham me? I'm going to Terry Crews you in Expendables.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Idiocracy, and I'm gonna say Dax Shepard.
The what? And the who?
Dax Shepard from Idiocracy.
Oh, Dax Shepard. I thought you said Jack. I'm just like, something's wrong here. There's too many Jacks. Dax Shepard. Okay. I'm going to Employee of the Year you, and I'm going to give you Dane Cook.
All right. I'm gonna say Dane Cook, and then I'm gonna say Mystery Men, and then I will say Ben Stiller.
Oh, Dane Cook. I would have went with Good Luck Chuck.
Oh yeah.
That was a good one with Jessica Alba. But you gave me what?
Mystery Men.
Who the fuck gives somebody Mystery Men?
The movie with Ben Stiller and Hank Azaria. We full circled it. You see, we came up. We got.
We're doing 7 degrees of bacon, not 7 degrees of Hank Azaria.
but Dane Cook had one line in that movie. He was like an extra in that movie where when they were doing auditions for new superheroes, Dane Cook had a waffle machine and he goes, "I'm the waffle man, I'm the waffler," and he like had a waffle press.
Oh, that must have been. I must have missed that. Yeah.
Well, your John is Ben Stiller.
Okay. Ben Stiller. I'm going to I'm going to Owen Wilson you in Starsky and Hutch. Or freaking Zoolander or the 19 other movies they did together. But let's go with what?
Owen Wilson. Okay.
Owen Wilson, yeah. Not Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson is old school.
Right. I know the difference.
You ever see Blue Streak? That was a good movie.
I know the difference. Yeah.
Dave Chappelle's in that movie. All right, anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
So Owen Wilson. I'm going to say Spy. Was I Spy? The Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
Right.
So you give me Eddie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean, the list goes on and on. I'm trying to stump you, though. Trying to figure out a movie that he's in with an actor that you don't know the actor's in another movie. It's very hard. That's the whole game. That's where you want to stump somebody.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Eddie Murphy in The Golden Child. I want the knife.
Can you name the actor that you?
Oh, his name is what the hell is his name? He was only in one other movie that I can remember, and I know you're gonna get this. What is the actor's name? Hold on, let me pronounce his name right. You're not gonna get it by his actor's name. You're just gonna have to know what role he played, and then But do you remember the bad guy in Golden Child? Noomsy, my dear brother Noomsy, arrest me, purge me. I've done the wrong. I've done the very wrong. Purge, come on, Noomsy.
Was it Arsenio Hall?
No. Have you ever seen The Golden Child? Remember the kid?
I mean, not since I was a kid. I barely remember it.
Okay. So, okay, here you go. You ever see the movie Last Action Hero?
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
guy with the glass eye. That's the
Oh,
same guy in Golden Child. That's the
I
bad guy.
just killed a man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
He's like oh my god. Last Action Hero. Somebody brought that up. Oh, you know what? I was on the autograph. I'm friends with and in some groups that are autographers, you know. And the one guy posted an autograph. He got Sylvester Stallone's autograph on at a poster that says
On the Terminator poster.
Terminator 2. Yeah, isn't that
That's
awesome? And he
That's
got him
so
to sign it and shit, and like Cobra and shit. Yeah, that Stallone movie Cobra.
No, I don't think I ever saw that movie.
Oh, great movie. He's a cop. It's a great movie. There's a serial killer, and he's got to stop the serial killer. Dun dun dun. What will he do?
Oh, he's got to stop him. I mean, that's the plot.
Name this movie. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. It's
How am I supposed to name that?
It's RoboCop, asshole. Burr, 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 burr.
How would I?
You're coming with me.
Okay, if you had said that, if you would have said something like "I'll buy that for $1," I would have knew what you were talking about right away.
I'd buy that for $1. Oh, you know, you're not really supposed to hum movies. You hum themes to TV shows, old TV shows.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the old TV shows, like like the Urkels and the all that shit?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a rare condition this day and age.
Yeah. What do you want me to say? The next line to read the newspaper page.
Reading the good news on a newspaper page.
Nothing edition of the grand. Yeah. So
have you ever been on a podcast before? Has anyone ever had you on their podcast?
Never. It's the first time I've ever done this.
Well, neat.
I mean, this is cool. You know, and
we're just two dudes sticking around.
We also could structure it a little bit more next time and just have like a couple of bullet points that what we wanted to talk about that we talked about on the phone. Like, yo, you told me that this and this happened. You know, let's talk about it on the thing. We're not gonna actually go through the whole thing, but just come up with like some stories and ideas. But you know how it flows. You know how I go. I'm from L-Town, baby. You know how we do it. Snowball Gay. Shit. For Cynthia Gay. Shit. Red Rose Gay. Shit. Highland Park. No. I'm just kidding. I love El Tizzle. For Shizzle, meet me at the Wawa on Trenton Road at the Wawa. meet me at the happy hour. Let's get a hoagie from the happy hour.
Bro, the happy hour.
Ain't what so a convenient anymore, eh?
What a convenient place to have a bar when you're like, trying to meet up with like people you're trying to date and stuff.
Yeah, because they're like, where are you from? You're like, let's take a walk.
Walk to my house.
I know. I wouldn't know. I've never seen the inside of these bars. I know about it, but I just don't drink. So every time I was at a bar, it was for entertainment. I was part of the entertainment. I was either DJing, singing in the band, doing the sound, whatever it was. I just wanted to go to bars recreationally.
I think last night when we were texting, I was talking to you about how I'm now I do security and bar back at McStew's. Yeah. And the first time I was ever there was to visit you. Yeah. That was probably 2011.
Yeah, I was there for like 7-8 years from like, it's like, I stopped in 15. So like, I was probably like, it was like 2010, something like that is when I started. And then I was there for like, until like 2017. Because my daughter was born at 15. I did it for like another year and a half. And I was like, I'm not going to be out of bars at 2 o'clock when I got a baby at home. And that was the end of that. And I never saw the inside of an establishment at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. again. Ever. I was just home with the kids. I cut my whole entertainment life off. I put all my focus in the weekends in the private industry and gave up all my bar gigs. And that was it. And it was the best decision I ever made in my life. Now,
Well,
what?
Oh, just putting a pin on putting a lid on the whole McStews thing was
Yeah.
I was when I was there last night and I was working. Some guy was like, he was saying to the bartender, he's like, "Oh, let me buy a shot for the bouncer, right?" And I was behind the bar like washing dishes or putting bottles away or something, and he was like, what kind of shot do you want? And the bartender's like, what kind of shot do you want? And I was like, I don't want anything. I don't drink. Like, I barely ever drink. Like, I work at a bar, but I don't really ever drink. It's like, it's not too, it doesn't feel like it's going to make my life better to do that.
Yeah. Come on, man. It's free.
Yeah. It doesn't mean it's enjoyable.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Give me some alcohol drinks, and then, my job is to remove people when they're being assholes. It's a great combination. My parents died when I was 3. We want to talk about that? He's like, why would I want to talk about that?
Wedding Singer.
Why would I talk about that? He's like, I don't know. He's like, what do you think about this jacket? He's like, I don't know, but I would lose the glove. You look nuts. Remember he peels it off and shit?
Dude, I can't believe you got to give Dumb and Dumber a try. I'm telling you, it's such a goofy movie. I think you would really like.
And if it sucks, I'm coming after you. And if I do come after you, do you know what you're gonna tell the people that I said? You should write a song about it, and it should be called "I Got Punched in the Nose."
For sticking my nose in
other people's business. Sounds like a country song. I'll take it right back to Wedding Singer all day.
Well, that's like your job. You're a little bit of a wedding.
I mean,
my girlfriend's a wedding singer. Like, that's kind of what she does.
She loves her, and she loves somebody else. And she loves that guy right here. And so it goes until the day you die. This thing they call love is going to make me cry. I hate you. Listen, Wedding Singer, we're not paying you to hear about your thoughts and feelings. I'm paying you to sing. I love that. He's like, oh, look at that. He's playing guitar. He's like, yep, best guitar player in the world. Self-taught, no lessons. Thank you very much, Pop. I'm a goddamn person, too.
No, thanks to you, Pop. The best man. The better man.
The better man. He's like, the best man. The better man. Oh,
I think we gave up on the game.
What'd you say?
But
we gave up on the game? No, we didn't.
Well, I think I lost. Did I just lose?
No, Steve Buscemi and
the game because you said the guy from Last Action Hero with the glass eye. I didn't know his name. You didn't know his name. I didn't know that he was in. Whatever movie we were on.
Okay, so anyway, Last Action Hero. You know the glass guy. So name another actor from Last Action Hero.
From Last Action Hero.
Yeah.
Shit. Give me a minute.
There's a couple.
Give me a sec. The cartoon cat. No, I'm just kidding.
What a way to distract me to get more time on the clock, a-hole. Make him laugh. Don't give me 10 more seconds.
I was gonna say Sylvester Stallone, even though he wasn't really ever in the movie. You're gonna
get Sylvester Stallone on a poster. No, you remember the girl in the movie, the daughter?
Oh yeah. Deborah Wilson.
Yes. Also,
yes. Billy Madison.
Yes. Also, in a fighting movie.
I don't know what.
A very famous video game fighting movie.
Oh, she was in Mortal Kombat. Yes, she was. Yes.
Golden Blade.
Yes.
Yes.
And she was also in like a rom-com movie
Yeah.
Like with what J-Lo with the wedding planner.
I don't know, but side note, I don't know why this made me think of Denise Richards and Stormtroopers with the big ass helmets and shit. And the dude that looks like he's from looks like he's the lead singer of Offspring. Yeah, yeah, he's in that movie. Oh, I didn't even see Starship Troopers. I just know that there's some naked sex scenes in there.
I don't really remember it. I don't really remember
it's really
Starship
weird.
Troopers,
And then, like,
but I knew it was like big bugs or big ants.
Yeah.
Was it ants? Were they spiders? What were they?
They were like just, I don't know, who knows, dude. There were some these creatures, you know what I mean? Oh, Max, what is this I have in my pocket? It's the claw. You're scared of the claw. He's like, it's just not the same. He's like, I would, but I have this terrible pain in my arm. It's the claw. Nothing can stop it. He's like, is that it, son? He's like, no. I have all these unpaid parking tickets. Go gentle. I should think of every scene that I can do in a car right now, and just act out the scene and use it as my prop.
You just do the Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, but Wayne's World. Well, no, I already used Wayne's World. I don't want to do that. Oh, here we go. Ready? Wait, let me put the backlights on too, for effect. Let's see if I can do that. Here it is. Ready? Well, I'm just gonna do a little part to it, and then you're gonna know what it is right away. Ready? Should I pretend I'm driving? You can't see the wheel anyway, can you?
I can't see the wheel.
Okay,
you can pretend you're driving if you want it. It helps you.
Yeah, look, should I just like like I'm on the bumpiest road ever for some reason? He's like, where the hell are you? I'm in the mountains.
You want me to pretend I'm driving?
Yeah, yeah. Will I help you be able to pee not in a stall? Come on, we'll do it together. Okay, so I'm driving, right? Ready? He's like, oh great, flat, real flat. He's like, $900 for singing lessons. This is what I get. I guess I'm gonna sing with solo. He's like, bow, bow,
Derek.
Name that movie.
And I can sing like this. I can sing.
Name that movie.
Step Brothers.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, I just want to let you know the Enchiladas are about to sweat. But yeah, man. We totally lost the game again.
Yeah, dude, I'm having a fun time, and
where do we end off on? Who do we end off on?
We ended off on Sonya Blade.
Oh yeah, Sonya Blade. All right, so you're gonna give me Sonya Blade in what movie? With what?
No, I'm gonna give you her in Billy Madison.
With who? What actor?
Norm Macdonald.
Oh yeah, Norm. I know that guy. Oh yeah, Norm. Yeah, Norm's. It appears that he's drunk, but he's not. Sorry, that's the worst Norm Macdonald. Okay, Norm Macdonald. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna give you. Oh shit, we already did Eddie Murphy because he was the dog in Nutty Professor or whatever the movie was where he's the dog talking to him. That was Norm Macdonald. He's like, oh, I could roll over and play Sid, or maybe I'm not gonna do any of that. What other movie was he in? And who do I know from that movie? He was in Dirty Work, but who do I know from that movie in Dirty Work? I can't think of it. I only watched it one time through, but it was so funny. I should have watched it again.
Chris Farley was in Dirty Work.
Was he?
Yeah. He's like, it could be worse. I could have my nose bit off by a Saigon whore. And he's like, you bastard.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, I'm giving you Chris Farley then, since he came up with the idea, and he's great somebody to transition to. I'm Farleying the shit out of you right now. I just Farleyed you. You just got Farley. Not the Farley brothers. Chris Farley.
I'm going to say Beverly Hills Ninja.
He's on the palm tree and shit. Listen, guess who's in that movie that follows him? The real ninja. What movie was he in? Was Sonya Blade?
Oh, he was Liu Kang or whatever.
Liu
Yeah.
Kang! Fucking Liu Kang, man!
The other guy. Yeah.
Fucking Street Fighter.
Mortal Kombat. That's Fighter.
You understand? The last thing this dude said was, "Ah, honey, give me a break." And she's like, "Good idea," and snapped his neck. Fucking Sonya Blade. Okay, so, but that's not the actor. He's in Mortal Kombat, so that's funny that we're just talking about that. But not funny at all because this is what this game is all about.
We don't know his name.
But I'm gonna give you. No. He's in this movie and he's got no name and he's got a goatee like that hat. Na 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 na. That's Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman.
The fish used to laugh in the water.
Are you saying Pee Wee Herman was in Beverly Hills Ninja?
No, I just started talking about Pee Wee. Pee Wee had Pee Wee. No, Beverly Hills Ninja. I don't know who else was in that movie.
Man, I've stumped you and given you the answer like 9 times now.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna say
that's really bad that I don't know who else is in that movie. Oh,
Chris Rock is in that movie.
What?
Chris Rock is in that movie.
Yo, man, I get $20 for cars, $50 for liberties, and $100 for trucks. What the hell is this? It's my ride. Park it next to a limo. No, who else?
That's from Beverly Hills Cop 2.
I'm thinking of the love interest that he followed.
Love interest in what?
In Beverly Hills or Ninja.
Beverly Hills Ninja. I don't think I know who that is.
The lady that he's trying to save.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In Beverly Hills
I don't
Ninja.
know.
What is her name? Because she was in another movie I know. I'm trying not to get stumped here, buddy.
Holy shit-toe.
Holy shnikes. All right, well, in interest of keeping the game fun and interesting, I'm going to go with Chris Rock in the movie Bad Company with Anthony Hopkins. No, not Anthony Hopkins. Who's the other dude that I was confused him with? He played Hannibal Lecter, the Lieutenant in the Market. That's another Anthony, right? They're both Anthony. Yo, Anthony. They're both to make a pizza pie and Anthony. But what are they? They're two different dudes. I'm telling you, they are. Two different dudes. One guy's like, I got the lotion in the basket. And one guy's like, what's he say?
I don't think Hannibal Lecter said I got the lotion in the basket. I don't think that was his line in the movie.
That's not his line? Whose line is it?
That's Buffalo Bill.
No, put the lotion in the basket. He said that. That's from Hannibal Lecter.
But Hannibal doesn't say it.
Somebody,
the other guy does. Buffalo Bill says it.
In the movie?
Was she a great big fat lady? He sounds like Dr. Evil.
Yeah. He's like, I've been an evil freaking doctor for 30 freaking years. Cut me some freaking slack, okay? He's like, all they ask is for sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their heads. Remind me what I pay you people for. With this laser. He's like, oh, I used to have a poster and it was Dr. Evil. And the quote from when he was in the group therapy with Seth Green, it's that quote. He's like, my mother was a French prostitute named Chloe. My dad would womanize and make outrageous claims like he invented the question mark. He often accused the chestnuts of being lazy. So I had that poster with that whole quote on there. It's so funny. It's so funny. We keep going from movie quotes to figuring out what the movies are to then naming actors and going back to the game. It just keeps going back and forth.
Yeah. You know, the only consistency is there's no consistency. And sometimes you just gotta have a fun time. And sometimes this is the thought process I was having. Anybody who's listened to this whole episode from the beginning to now,
nobody's listening for 2 hours.
If you muscle through,
and maybe my girl, that's it. Fucking those two. You're like, we support you. Oh, that wasn't ready. Oh,
you're not gonna understand any of the references.
We're not gonna get anything, dude. They better not fast forward. They gotta start from the beginning and consistently have the same time all the way through. Can't do it. By the way, mine says Jesse.Cartlidge. That's actually my Instagram, and that's my Facebook too. Nobody does that. I'm the only one that did that. That's it.
Whoa. Oh my.
And I started, I don't know if you know this, but I started podcasts.
You're the first one? Wow.
Yeah, but it was stolen from me. And also, my idea was for Napster, and that got stolen from me too.
You know what? You should be bitter about it.
What movie? You Are the Napster. What movie is it?
Oh man, I don't know.
And he's pissed the whole movie because this guy stole his idea for Napster. But it was oh my god, I gotta look that up. Anyway,
did you know what movie? Do you know what movie it is, or you're just saying that expecting me to know what movie it is?
Are you just saying words? He's like, say things. I'm saying things. No, man, I'm all over the place. You know, it's like squirrel. What do you want from me? You know.
No, but I'm saying, do you know what movie that whatever line that was that you were saying is from? Or
yeah, if I wasn't Cory Kastle, would I be wearing this hat?
You recognize me, Bob.
He's like, that wasn't a podcast. He's like, that wasn't in a podcast. He's like, now it is. Oh, and that, my friends, is how the cookie crumbles. That's all we have time for today. Oh, Mr. What's his name? What's the mail guy says? He's like, Mr. Sprinkles. Oh, Mr. Sprinkles. He's bringing us the mail. I was like, hi, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Doubtfire, dear.
Mr. Sprinkles, you naughty man. Oh, I love it. That was great. That was a masterpiece of a movie. What an idea. Dress him up so he can spend more time with his kids. What a concept.
And what a perfect song. Dude looks like a lady to put in all the press for that show, for that movie.
And it was made in a time where there wasn't a Million Man March for everything that was said in the movie. Like, you put dude looks like a lady. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. It's just a song. That has nothing.
No, it was written. I think they said that it was written about Vince Neil from Motley Crue.
Right, but what I'm saying is it wasn't written as a derogatory thing towards that group or culture. That's all I'm saying. And people will take that and be like, "Oh, they're." It's like what they were predicting the future, that there was going to be all these people that come out and they identify as all these different things. Nobody fucking knew that. It was just Aerosmith going.
Butthurt America. You can buy your yellow hat at butthurtamerica.com.
Hat. Has anybody seen my new red hat? Oh, piss on your red hat. If you get that, we can be best friends. Has anybody seen my new red hat?
Oh, damn.
Oh, piss on your red hat.
That's so on the tip of my tongue. I just can't think of it.
I'll give you another quote that's not gonna give it away.
Sure.
Lou quit. Who's Lou? The driver.
Oh, is that? Oh, okay. That's League of Their Own.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I was on tip. I just wanted to say it so bad, but I want to give you a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Remember? She's like, has anybody seen my new red hat? She's like, I'll piss on your red hat.
I knew it was super familiar. Yeah.
Jimmy Dugan, kiss my ass, kiss my hair. Do you know that there's pictures of me? I went to the Phillies game a couple months ago, and I didn't have a Phillies jersey, but I had an old Halloween costume that is the Jimmy Dugan red Rockford Peach baseball, complete with the cap with the R and the belt. I fucking wore that to the.
Oh, that's funny.
And I wrote Dugan on the back, and people were taking pictures of me and shit. They're like, "Oh man, that's great." I was like, you know what's great? We are the members of the All-American League. We come from cities near and far. We are Canadians, Irish ones and Swedes. We're all for one, we're one for all. We're all Americans. And you know something? Each girl stands her head so heavily high. Her motto do or die. And I don't know the rest of the song, but you know it's about a guy.
Man,
What
you're
was
so cool.
what was what was the actor's name that played Gina Davis's sister?
Oh, Kit.
But you Kit. And what other movies was she in?
Tank Girl. She was in.
She was in
She
Tank
was in
Girl.
Free Willy.
Yeah, she was in a movie about somebody we talked about before. You asked me if I like.
I said she was in Free Willy.
No. Oh yeah, she wasn't Free Willy. I forgot about Free Willy.
She was in Point Break.
She was in that movie. Yes. All right. But I'm thinking of another movie.
I knew she was in Point Break. She was in Free Willy, and she was in Tank.
Point Break. I forgot about that one too. Yes, but she was in one more. But yes. Yes.
I don't know.
I forgot about Point Break too. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Hell yeah. Point Break. It's a good rewatch still. I just recently rewatched Point Break. It still holds up. It's awesome.
I love Patrick Swayze's haircut. He just had the pimp haircut, dude. He had the Dalton
haircut. Yeah.
Roadhouse.
What was the other movie that she was in?
What was the movie she was in? Oh, now I forget. Oh my God. You got me. Tornado. Okay, so she was in. Tell us. Let's say the movies again. It'll help me.
She was in League of Their Own.
Yeah.
Point Break, Free Willy, and Tank Girl.
She was also in. What fucking movie was she in? That I was thinking of.
You were thinking of.
No, it's not Free Willy, and because when you said that, I completely forgot about that. That was the movie I was thinking of, not Free Willy, but like that's what I was thinking of this movie. And then you Free Willy me and you killed it. It died. She's in another movie.
I'm pulling out IMDb now.
Yeah. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Lori Petty is her name.
Yes, Lori Petty. Yep. What is that other movie?
Girl, League of Their Own, Free Willy, Point Break. We already said all this.
Yes.
Obliterated. You're all gonna die.
Nope.
Survivalist, Deadly Legend. I have no idea what any of that stuff is.
No, you'll know. It's a famous
Robot Chicken.
Robot Chicken.
Hawaii Five-O.
No, because that's a TV show.
Yeah, and so it's Gotham also.
That was it? No other
Sisters.
famous movies?
No, he's got a long ass list of credits here.
Oh, okay.
The Parkers? No. Star Trek Voyager?
I don't know, but I always confuse her and what's that girl's name? That's in Fun with Dick and Jane. The wife.
Tia no.
Yeah, it's Tia something.
It's Tia something. Yeah, the
Yeah.
career Cassandra from Tia is Cassandra from Wayne's World.
I confuse this one. Yeah, but I confused those two actors. She was also in the first Bad Boys movie.
Yeah, but like,
I guess
I don't confuse them. Yeah,
I guess no. I guess you. I guess you said them. Maybe I was thinking of one of those ones, and you said it.
Was she in Footloose?
No, no. She could have been like she wasn't anybody significant, but because I would remember that.
She was in the Freddy Krueger series.
Was she?
It says she was in one episode.
Dude, I have inside my house right now. I have in a plastic, in the original plastic casing of it, I have the claw with the blade.
No one can resist the claw.
No one can stop the claw. He's like, write it or I'll break it off. The goddamn pen is blue. The color of the pen that I hold in my hand is royal blue.
So I got a couple other questions, a couple other things I want to kind of do, and then I'll send you off into the sunset with a hot dog and a handshake. And we'll do this again another.
Yeah, we'll start. I got a couple things, that I wanted to talk to you about, like from the beginning of like when you started your wrestling career and what you to. Because we didn't really talk about that because I wasn't there for that. Do you know what I mean? I see pictures and seen certain things, and then when this developed with your podcast, I watched them because you sent it to me before we ran into each other, so I watched some of them. But yeah, man, I'm really interested in how you started because we talked a little bit about how I started. But I'm interested to see, and some of the people that you've met in the business and ran into. And you got Steve Morrison on your podcast. That's awesome.
I feel like what a part of the podcast, and I think even me starting it out, I remember being like, I love things to be like on the record. I love things that are a timestamp of the current time.
Yeah.
Like, I just started thinking about how, like, I remember when I was a kid, I buried a time capsule in the backyard of the house I lived in back then. And I don't remember where, but it's in there somewhere. Like, it's back.
I lost the bat. Who stole the bat? Boots.
I love this is a capsule, and there's these moments where I know this stuff is gonna like outlive us. Yeah. So I like to have moments where I say on the record because a few times I've had friends on here, and we've had incredibly meaningful conversations, and then I've said things to them on the record, and they've since passed away, and I love being able to have that conversation where I'm being as vulnerable as possible and telling you what I truly think about you and how much I truly appreciate you. And I honor the friendship that we've had since 1996. I mean, that's a fucking long ass time.
96 is not, yeah, man. Tupac and Biggie were still around. I think. I forget what year they got killed. I don't know.
They got killed in 96. I think I think Biggie got killed in 97. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe we got together and first met at a Biggie or Tupac memorial service party in Levittown.
They were having them in Pennsylvania middle schools all over the country.
We shared a PDD over this at that party. and became instant friends. Nobody gives a fuck about your Paninis, Peter. Paninis, Peter. What's that movie? Nobody gives a fuck about your Paninis, Peter.
Nobody gives a fuck about your paninis. What movie is that?
I'll give you another quote from that same movie. And it is hey man, you gonna clean up your dog shit?
I love you, man. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, you gonna clean, you think he's gonna you act crazy. Yeah. Remember? He's like
Remember? This is the most Remember Berries episode of the podcast that has ever existed.
He's like
Remember Berries?
He's like, and we sat and we watched Shakula. He's like, it's fucking chocolate, Peter. You're not fucking French. He's like, I did watch chocolate. It's such a delight. And then Lou Ferrigno's at the wedding at the end of the movie. He's like, I put him in a sleeper hold. So that's another good one.
I say that to say how it's important for me to say to you.
Yeah,
that you have a special place in my heart, and I love you. And I want to turn it around and almost do what you wanted, what you were just doing. I want to kind of put you in the driver's seat. You have the chance to ask me anything or say anything while we're on the record here, because this stuff's important.
Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit colder and I see the fucking look in your eyes.
I saw that band. I saw them. Oh my God. Band? The Dan Band, yeah.
They're like $20,000. You can book them.
I saw them at the TLA.
And I need you now tonight. I fucking need you more than ever.
Yeah.
And then what's the movie? And then he was in another movie. I'll take you to the candy shop.
Wedding Crashers?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was because Wedding Crashers was the. Oh no, that was old school. It could have been Wedding Crashers. He's like, yeah, you'll like. Look it up. The name brand, 50 Cent. He does it in another movie. I forget what it is. But yeah, man. No, there's not a lot of videos of me. There's obviously zero podcasts of me. There's not many videos of me like talking, shooting the shit. I mean, this is what I do with friends, but there's nothing ever recorded. But yeah, man, like it's really nice to have a friend that I know for so long from our town. You know what I mean? The town of Levitt. Built in 1950 something. And it's just really awesome to see that you're the same person and you're not all whacked out on drugs or something like that, or you're on the news, or like, you're
on the news.
Yeah, so it's just nice to see, because obviously when you turn on the TV or you look on Facebook, there's just so much negative things. You know what I mean? And I don't know, I try to, it's very cliche, but I really try to bounce off of that and try to keep positive, because that's it, man. I made it to 4 years old and don't expect to make it another 40. I'm living, I don't care, but at the end of the day, I'm living like that's going to happen. But if I do die and my dad's still alive, and most of my family, or at least my dad, is alive, I will have my funeral will be at Doherty on Trenton Road. So
dude, I worked at the cemetery. I worked at the cemetery where your dad got the at Resurrection in Van Salem.
You worked there?
I did, yeah. I started the year working there.
What are you trying to research, The Undertaker? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going to try to play him in a biopic.
Is this for historical reasons?
No, I think your dad was in there one day, and I saw him.
He is. My brothers are buried right when you first pull in off of Benson Boulevard. That first right you can make. You make the first right, and you go up like maybe 600, 700 feet, and they're like the fourth or fifth stone right in there. They're in the front.
Mhm.
Not in the grassy knoll that's against the fence, but where the field is.
I knew what you're talking about.
But yeah,
I,
he's that's funny. You work there? What the hell?
yeah, I
Were you digging holes?
no, I was supposed to be a family counselor. I was. It was the weirdest thing.
What?
I've talked about it on this podcast a couple times, but they make you. They go like, okay, you don't have any sales experience. We're going to put you on training pay for 2 months, and then when the 2 months is over, you're commission only, and the money you make is off of people who are like pre-planning their funeral, and you're trying to upsell them stuff.
Yeah.
And I just felt grimy to me. It didn't feel very holy. It didn't feel very good.
Yeah.
I just had to step away from it.
You're supposed to go with your gut. That's the thing. Everybody like tries to like Google shit and just doesn't use their gut anymore. Everybody's got their phone in their face. It's bad, dude. And nobody goes with emotions or feelings or like common sense and puts two and two together. Everybody's like, one person can say something on the internet and then everybody just believes it. I can't do that. I'm such a nice laid back person. I have patience. I have all these kids around. I'm such a patient person. Anybody would be proud of the way that I parent and the way that I am very patient and understand and try to put myself back when I was a kid. And that's it, dude. And I just keep it real with him. I keep on. Next time, I'm keeping it real. He's like, Darius had two choices: say something or walk away and go home. Derek decided to keep it real. Yeah. So I just keep it 100 with him. And I'm just like, look, you got to be kind, respectful. Don't talk back to your parents. All the old school stuff. Sometimes I got to tell you something and it could be, you just don't ask me why, because that's what it is. And a lot of kids don't get that. They get the, well, why? They want an explanation. Our parents didn't explain shit to us. No, that's the answer. Will there be anything else? Okay. Good day, sir. Well, Dad, I said good day.
Said so is the appropriate response.
Yeah.
Expect to hear from a why. From my raising, I remember that all the time from my grandmother and from my mom.
And now these kids are like, Mom, you put your hands on me, I'm calling my lawyer. From a cell phone that their parents pay for. No way, bro. My kid, she wants a cell phone and she's going to first start, like when she's a young teenager, going to start like staying at a friend's house for a couple hours and I want to get a hold of her and see her location. She's getting a flip phone, bro. It's going to take her 19 years to write a sentence in a text. So she only needs it to get a hold of the call.
T9 mode?
Yeah. Exactly. What, you think I'm kidding? It's going to be like those old flip phones. I'm not kidding. There's no reason for her to be on the internet. None of that shit. No reason for it. Sorry. When their brains are mature enough to be able to make decisions that they know that somebody can go on Facebook, screenshot pictures of the same girl and make a profile and be a man pretending to be somebody in a picture that you're not, like a catfish, straight up.
Right. Yeah.
There's so many scenarios. Do you know how many messages I get on Instagram? Oh, hey, how are you? Where are you from? Oh, I'm from here too. Oh, that's cool. I'm in town for a little bit. And some of these people obviously fall for it because they keep trying it.
Yeah, they wouldn't be doing it if it didn't work.
Oh, listen, let's meet up. But first, could you stop and give me a vanilla gift card worth $20? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, and some of these young kids, like 13, 14 years old, they don't get that.
Right.
They think that's the actual girl.
Dumb.
Yeah. They're dumb. And it's our job as parents to fucking teach them that and be there. And I'm just a present parent, period. I'm here all the time. When they wake up in the morning, when they get off the bus, I'm here 100%. And I'm just a present person in life. Presence is like all somebody needs sometimes. It's just you being there. So my kids, when their attitudes change, when they grow up, when they start to transitioning and get affected by other things, I'm there and I nip it in the butt in the beginning. So like, there's differences in the way that some people raise their kids and some people that are still old school raise their kids. You know what I mean? So it's just nice. Levittown for so long since I met you and until now and still there is this like wholesome suburban family, community. You go to your neighbors and borrow some sugar. Everybody's cool. There's nobody arguing over how high your fence is or what this or everybody's just happy to have a piece of land and be on it. And it sucks that a lot of that has been lost. But we're proof right here that the internet claims that 80 or 90% of things are like they are, where in fact 80, 90% of the people aren't racist, don't hate every cop, and have actually a common sense of a political view. But the media and what we're told to watch and what they feed us is what is being fed to us. And you either believe that or to say, I know there's probably a version of that is happening, but not in the manner that they're saying. So it's very hard.
You're gonna receive the information the way that they want you to receive the information.
That's what I'm saying, and exactly. And there's many ways to skin a cat. There's many ways to interpret a text message. Where somebody can be like, oh, no, I didn't really mean you any harm. And you're like, no, I meant like, yo, that's whack. That's stupid. You know what I mean? Like slang. And they just, that's why
text and nuance is completely gone.
That's what I'm saying. We're all like zombies. It's like a zombie land.
Yeah.
Like we're all like in our phones and things like that. There's no, we're in line, we're on our phones. We're sitting on the toilet, we're on our phones. Nobody reads a paper anymore. Who still has a paper route? You just get on your phone and you look at all the news you ever wanted to be.
You know what I was cracking up about? I actually wrote it down in my notebook the other day, and I was like, "How much does a subscription to a newspaper cost nowadays?"
I wonder. Who knows?
Like, because I was over at Steve's house the other day, and he had a movie on, and it was like Better Off Dead, and the paperboy was like $2.
I want my $2. $2.
Right. And I was like, I bet it costs like $20 now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And nobody even who gets it.
Nobody gets it, dude. Some old schoolers do. They're in hiding places under rocks and shit. Some people still get it, but it's far and few between. My grandma still has a fucking landline. She's 94. Over there in Cobalt.
You know the paperboy does outside of your grandmother's house?
Oh, yes. I know what the paperboy does.
The paperboy, he goes, extra, read all about
it. he's like, where's the paperboy? I haven't seen him in a while.
He's out there announcing the headlines, looks at the... Paperboys were the original clickbait. They would be the ones saying, extra, read all about it. That's the modern day clickbait.
Yeah, it was. That's the in-person clickbait. Oh my God, he's saying I have to read all about it. Oh gosh, here is the change in my pocket. You
won't believe what's on page 4.
Then he's like, it went from page 9 to page 11. Where's page 10? Where's the goddamn page? If you get that one,
have you seen those numbers? The 4th quarter numbers.
Did you get that movie quote?
What's that?
I just did a movie quote. Don't you ignore
That's from Elf, yeah.
No. This manuscript goes from page 9 to page 10. Or page 11. Where's page 10?
Oh, that's from True Lies.
Yeah. What'd you say?
True Lies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give me the goddamn page. Give me the goddamn page. He's like, remember the camera guys? He's like, what is it? Daddy. He's like, then go and get another one, you moron. Who else was in that movie from the first movie we talked about?
The first movie we talked about. Who else was in that movie?
What? What's the first movie we talked about?
We talked about, was it Wayne's World, the first movie we talked about?
Wayne's World. Somebody from Wayne's World's in that movie, True Lies. Come on.
Easy. Give me a sec.
Easy. What, you think I care about their cause? I'm going to be very rich.
Oh, Tia Carrera. Yeah. She was a babe in that movie.
She's a babe in that movie.
Yeah. Baby, if she was the president, she'd be Abraham Lincoln.
Oh my God. Yeah, when the plane's going, I love that. She's like, if she were president, she'd be Abraham Lincoln. Oh, it's great. But yeah, man, I just like the fact that Levittown, there's a lot of people that grew up in Levittown and grew up and bought a house and are now raising their kids in the same section. I see a lot of that because I do some of the school dances. I DJ some of the school dances, and the parents come, and I'm like, oh, we graduated. Chuck and Brandy, their kids go to Walter Miller. I just pulled my kids out of Walter Miller, but they used to be in there. So it's just really nice to see that. And, I hope to be a humble guy. I feel like that I have done more right than wrong in my life as far as people, and never wronged really anybody. So it's nice to be able to run into people at a Wawa and they be like, "Oh, Jesse," and nobody's like trying to hide their face. Do you know what I mean? And doesn't want to talk to me. I really didn't make any enemies, because I was like the clown. Everybody would get drunk and do drugs at a party and be like, "Dance, puppet, dance," and that's what I would do. I used to walk around with like Frank Giampa and his brother Kevin Giampa and Chris Wilker, Matt Wilker. We used to walk around the sections, and me and Matt Talakis would jump in puddles and bushes to make them laugh, and we have a contest to see who can make, and literally just run full speed and take a bush out, dude. Like, and then
I worked with Kevin. I worked with Kevin at Old right?
Okay.
Well, we were game mastering, right? Like basically, like while the laser tag game was going on, and there was a British family that was in the game,
yeah.
And Kevin kept going, "Jolly good chap, mate, jolly good." And then the guy came out and complained to the manager, and Kevin got fired.
You got fired for that?
Yeah. Chop, mate.
Oh, I can see Kevin do that. They were just, oh my God. That was just one group out of the many groups of people in school that I went through and had some kind of connection with. We used to skateboard behind like the shops right there behind like Langhorne Square, and they used to toss me in the dumpster and they'd sit in the lid. I mean, come on, let me out, guys, come on. Hey, G got Scally, no. But eventually they would get off and shit. I'm like, come on, guys, it smells in here. They picked on me because I was little, and then I got in a fight with somebody in the group and I fucking decked them, and nobody messed with me after that. That was the end of that. Well, I also went through life playing hockey. I was 6 or 7 years old, playing for Bristol, the Bristol Blazers, before they were now the Senators. And the old rink used to be up there in Bristol, not the Twain rink. They moved it. So like I was used to fighting rough. I wrestled, like I played football. Like I was a rough guy, a tough guy. Like I could take a hit. So there's a couple times where I had to stand up for myself, and needless to say, I became friends with the people after that, and that's the story, and that's it. So, I just truly don't have any enemies, I and also, when my children were born, my first child was born, I gave my life to my children, and I don't go out. I think I've seen 1 or 2 concerts since 2015. And I'm just home doing a night routine with them. They're all in school. We have 1 in 1st grade, 1 in 3rd grade, 2 in 4th grade, 1 in 6th grade or 5th grade, and then 1 that's going into 8th grade. From 7th grade is going to 8th grade. So I got a spread of children going on. You know what I mean?
So the 2 that are in 4th grade.
Yeah, they're twins.
Oh, so they're loving. They don't mind it at all. Like, but I'm saying like if
our kids are all close in age, so it works out really well. They feed off to each other, her 4 and my 2.
Same with like your siblings too. The same thing growing up. Like your brothers and sisters were all in classes right ahead of.
Yeah, that's what it was, and that's how you knew people. That's why, like, I knew twice as many people because I knew my brother's friends, and they're all only a year older than me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and that's what I really liked about having a big family and growing up in Levittown. I loved the Chamonix School District. I know maybe it's not the best now. I really don't know much. I know a little bit about the education that goes on, but not enough that I'm going to sit there and take a position on it. But I'm just going to say that I enjoyed my time there. I had a great time. Our parents went around all the time. We really had to develop our personalities ourselves and figure out a lot of shit and rights and wrongs ourselves. But our parents were like there in spirit. Like you before you did something, you thought about one of your dad or your mom saying, "You better not do that. You know what's going to happen." And you just didn't do it. That's why I didn't get involved with the drugs or anything, because I feared that my dad would literally murder me. And also because like he had me in so many things and so many activities that I just didn't have time for that. Sometimes that's people being lazy, and that's all, it's a lazy thing to do is drugs sometimes. You know what I mean? So they just do it because it's easy. It's there. And it's like, yeah, man, tell you,
Well,
like, we could be in a podcast together. Yeah, man.
dude, it's people always want to do what's easier thing.
Yeah.
Like, all the time.
That's the American way. That's the American way.
That's the way it was.
That's the way it was. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Name that movie.
True and true.
Yes. I'm never gonna stump you. We're gonna spend 3 hours in the next podcast of me just trying to stump you from beginning to end with no ADD. Not possible.
Then that's impossible. It's very impossible.
I know the guy's a little Magoo. He's so not me. Yes, that's one of his best qualities. He's like, you scratched my car. Where? Right here. Oh, that? Well, that was already there.
I think you stumped me.
Nothing. Is it take you to small claims court? You take me to small claims court, you probably won't show up anyway. You're draining airs out of my knife. You'll probably stiff me anyway. So what I'm going to do is sit here and bitch and moan and take it up the tailpipe. We already mentioned this movie.
That's Liar Liar. Yeah.
Yes.
It took me a minute.
He's like, I want to bounce those things like Sugar Ray Leonard.
It's funny you jumped from Truman Show right to Liar Liar. It was just like, well, Jim Carrey's in the air, so
yeah, that's it. And you know what else is in the
when
air?
you were telling the story about Jim Brewer, I thought you were going to say Jim Carrey was officiating that wedding.
No,
and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, that's why I want the suspense.
Yeah, you really made a meal out of it.
No, you know what happens when I sometimes like my girl wears like a jeans and like a jean jacket. I'm like denim, 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 and I don't know if she understands that I'm doing Mario Brothers. I don't know if she even has played it. Some girls, even if they're like our age, that weren't video games. They didn't play video games. They know Mario Brothers. They have never played it. You know what I mean? There's people who've never played it. There's people who've never seen The Godfather. I'm one of them. I've never seen Godfather. Never seen any of the Star Wars movies. Never, not one of them.
Okay. Well,
swear to God.
Can't get mad at that.
I told him every word he said. Not believing a word I said. Name that movie. Not believing a word I said. It was like something was wearing Eggert. Like an Eggert suit.
Oh. It's Men in Black.
Yeah.
He's like, more sugar.
He's like, sugar and water.
More sugar.
Sugar and water. Yeah. I could do this all day, man. And Tommy Lee Jones. First time I ever seen Tommy Lee Jones was Under Siege. Steven Seagal.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yep. He's the bad guy. He's at the end when the rockets are shooting from the ship, and then Steven Seagal confronts him and fights him.
And he was also in crap, man. I just had it on the tip of my head.
Who was?
Something else Tommy Lee Jones was in. He was in No Country for Old Men. Did you see that?
No, I seen parts of that movie. With the dude with the weird
that.
face, I forgot. Yeah, but he's in that. Yeah, he's in a bunch of movies. He was in well, obviously
Fugitive.
I like.
When he was like, that's what I was thinking of when it popped out of my head. Fugitive, and he's like, we're gonna check every house.
You know what I was about to say? U.S. Marshals.
Yeah, that was. I think
that's the second installment.
They were in the same universe.
Yeah, that was Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes
was the second one. Wesley Snipes. And when's the first movie you've seen Wesley Snipes do?
Demolition Man, dude.
That's the first one. I think the first one was White Man Can't Jump. Is where I noticed.
Yeah,
it.
maybe. But I mean, the biggest one that stands out to me is Demolition Man.
Yeah. He's like, John Spartan, is that you? Oh, don't let anybody in here. He did good, dude.
I mean, maybe most people our age would probably say Blade or something, but
yeah,
not
Demolition Man. Remember Dennis Leary? He's like,
yeah.
I want to eat a big fat burger and sing, I'm an Oscar Mayer wiener all the way home. I want big fat greasy.
My friend, remember my friend Sage? I brought you over Sage's house.
Yeah, the one. The guy that lives down by the guy that lives in a van down by the river.
Right.
Oh yeah, down by the river.
In his bathroom, he has the 3 seashells.
Oh, does
like
he?
there's a little shelf with 3 seashells.
You don't know how to use the 3 seashells. Name that actor.
That's Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider was also in another movie with Sylvester Stallone. Name that movie.
Dang it.
Ready? I'm gonna quote it. I am the law.
Oh, Dredd. Judge
Yeah,
Dredd.
Judge Dredd, that shitty ass, weird ass movie.
I never saw it, but
I am the law. Yeah. He's in Dredd with Sylvester Stallone.
Yes.
Sylvester Stallone, you want to know the very first movie I've seen, speaking of Sylvester Stallone, very first movie I've seen Kurt Russell in was a movie with Sylvester Stallone, Tango and Cash. And then the other movie I recognized Kurt Russell was from Overboard, of course.
Overboard. And,
yep.
Well, I mean,
who is it? It's Dr. Death. Let's go. It's Dr. Death.
Captain Ron.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, Captain Ron. Oh yeah, that's good, dude. And come on, man. What's he most famous for?
Escape from LA or Escape from New York?
Baby. Snake Plissken.
Yes. Or like Big Trouble in Little China. Or,
yeah, of course, Jack Burton. This is old Jack Burton on the Pork Chop Express. Sometimes you got to look that storm in the eye and say, what the hell?
And then he was also Stuntman Mike in Death Proof. Did you ever see that?
I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
Is that
like
Quentin Tarantino?
Is that like a Steven Seagal movie? Out for Justice 16?
No, Quentin Tarantino.
Is it a Tarantino movie?
It's a Tarantino movie, yeah.
I also haven't seen a lot of cultural movies. Like I've never seen Blazing Saddles, which you need to see before you see like all the other shit. Like, we're men in tights. He's like, this ain't exactly the Mississippi. I'm on one side, I'm on the other side. I'm on the East Bank, I'm on the West Bank. What's his name in the movie? Dave Chappelle.
He was
earlier.
Blinken or something.
My name's not Abe Blinken. He said, "Hey, Blinken, that's my name."
Yeah.
My name is Will Scarlett. My name is Will Scarlett O'Hara. He's got the knives and shit. That's a great movie. But anyway, back to what you're back to just your open forum / on the record. And that's really it, man. There's not going to be many videos of this. So if something happens to me, you should 100% surface this video because this is a gem. Even though I'm in entertainment, you would think I'm in videos and things like that. You could go on the internet right now, on ebe.com. That's the company I do most of my work for. You can see a profile of me, like an MC profile of me explaining things like that. And they got pictures and nice things. And people can book me online and stuff. But it's a video with questions and like a little bit of an interview. Nothing more like it's free talk. And we're talking about good old Levittown days, and going in and out of movies and all the other shit that we talked about for 2 hours and 48 minutes. And my girl's going to be like, roll over and be like, and I'm going to get this text. Where are you? Where are you? Do you know what time it is? I'm like, yeah, I'm in my car. Let me out of the car, Cole. Let me out of the car. Name that movie.
That's 48 hours?
No, let me out of the car, Cole. I hate you for this son of a bitch. You make me sound like a doctor.
Say that again.
I said, you said you want to control something that's out of control, right? Control is a delusion. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Oh, okay, I'll give you one. I need to come in for a pit. It's not going to be a good idea right now. Why not? Because we're eating ice cream. Ice cream! No? Rubbin's racing? No?
What?
Rubbing's racing?
Rubbing's racing?
Yeah. Russ Wheeler, Cole Trickle, Rowdy Burns.
This is from Thunder.
Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder, yeah.
Days of
I
Thunder,
never watched the whole movie.
Great movie. And speaking of Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman, you got Rayman.
Tom Cruise.
You got Rayman. I'm an excellent driver.
Ray-Ban sunglasses.
I'm an excellent driver. Really, Ray? He's like reading his journal. He's like, really, Ray? May 15th, squeezed and pulled and hurt my neck. Really, Ray? Squeezed and pulled and hurt my neck. Speaking of Ray.
The next segment that I like to do is I like to have a thing that I call audio time travel. So say this recording is found 20 years into the future. So you said 40 years into the future was in your head. But let's say 20 years from now, you're still with us or whatever. Just this audio, this video, this recording gets stumbled across by your kids.
It's the way of the future.
Your kids are going to come across this video. Oh. The next thing you're saying directly to your kids 20 years into the future. That's a message from right here today.
Okay. I would say that even though in my current relationship, my significant other always tells me that I should do this more. She vocally says to her kids and all the kids, I love you. At the end of the night, gives them a kiss, love you. And when they get off the phone and things like that, I don't. Because for some reason, I just think that in my actions, they will know. That's what kind of guy I am. It's not like I won't refuse to say it. It's just like not something I grew up with. Like we didn't say we loved each other. We all just knew. You know what I mean? So I just hope that they know that they realize that I literally ditched hanging out with my friends, ditch having a different life with no routine, school, dishes, homework, dinner, everything, every night. And then when the only time you're gone from the house is when you're working. And I hope they understand that sacrifice means that the only thing that they have to do is become good people and good citizens in the world. So I guess I would have to say that if they saw this, I would say, want to let them know that even though I never said it, they obviously know that I love them. And if it ever came to a point where it was me or them, I would 100% throw myself in front of the bus. Now, everybody says that, but then when you get to the actual situation, you know what I mean? Sometimes people don't rise to the occasion, but I feel like I've already been through so much that I would rise to the occasion. I get so upset and so distraught when they stub their toe or they pitch their hand in the door. I can't take it, man. It talks to my emotions so bad. And that's why I'm around all the time, because I know, oh snap, when I'm around, I know how to solve the problem. I know how to calm them down, make them laugh, put a Band-Aid on it. So I'm glad I'm around for that. That's what keeps me going, is that, I get to be around where the other person has to either work 24/7 and hand their kid off to a babysitter or whatever. So because of my weekend job and my work schedule, I'm able to do that and be a part of the routine like that. So yeah, man, I just hope that they know that if they ever see this, then, they know that I never said it verbally, but I love them and made every sacrifice so they would have the opportunity to be even better than me. And that's it. Be a good person. Don't be negative. Don't think that you're better than anybody. don't have an ego. Being in the business I was in and being in cover bands. I used to be in a cover band when we were done sets, in between sets. There would be girls waiting to talk to you, like you were a rock star. I'm like, are you serious? We're singing other people's songs. I'm singing to Nelson, ain't I, baby? It had to be you, 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 you. Could make me so blue. Name that movie. We already said it a million times.
From
What'd you give her? Nothing, just a dress and a lot of liquor.
that's League of Their Own.
League of Their Own. Yep.
Yeah.
Remember, it had to be. And playing shortstop is second baseman, or says playing shortstop is Marla Hoots. What a hitter. What were we talking about?
Your kids. We were talking about your kids.
I love them very much. If anybody's watching, I love the children very much. I obviously love my family very much. You would think that having two parents that split up when I was 13 years old would make me struggle, but it actually, when you have to rise to the occasion and do things by yourself, figure out dinner, figure out rides, yeah, sure, I'll pay for you to do these things, but you got to get your own rides because daddy's not going to be home until 7 or 8 o'clock from work. So I had to get my own rides. I literally had to run my own life. That's why when I moved out when I was 18 or 19, I was able to function. And this generation, parents are wiping up everybody's messes, and kids don't have to wipe up their own messes. It's like pulling teeth to ask them to get a duster out and dust some things in their own room. Do you know what I mean? It's like you ask, what? You're breathing the same air as me? Oh no, I paid for this air. Like, what? What's that? I'm breathing. Air. Remember? He's like, dear Princess Vespa, darling Vespa. Remember? What's the guy's name? Prince Valium? And he kept falling asleep. Come back. Oh. Anyway, yes. Love my children. Love all my family members. And, it's very awesome that me and Katina blended our family together. Me and her dated for a year back when we were kids, and we were just young and wild and free. Didn't make any sense. Then we met later in life when we both had kids. Then it made sense. And now we blended our routine our whole lives. They all go to the same school. They go on the same bus. I moved to Washington's Crossing. She bought a 3-acre property in front of a creek. Beautiful property, dude. You want to come and sit and just enjoy nature and be secluded, you need to come to my house and come sit out here around the fire.
Did you bring your dirt bikes?
If you want, I have my dirt bikes with me, and I have my motorcycle, and everything's with me. There's nothing in the house. I have a renter in that house. So yeah, man, it's tough. It's got its ups and downs. It's the scheduling's tough. It's a lot of things going on, a lot of moving parts. I have to do nothing but just focus on family life, and that's it. And I don't have time for anything else. That's why it took so long to do this. And now I'm doing it at what time do we start? 1 o'clock in the night, and now we're at 4. This is my only time they're sleeping, and I have a baby that gets up all the time. Katina's handling it now, but I'm usually the one because I'm up so late. If he gets up, I get him so she can work, and do her job tomorrow. So, yeah, man, that's just what I would let people know, and that I'm a happy person. If I die right now or anytime after this, I'm happy. The places I've been, the jobs I got to do, the things I got to see. My first time I ever spoke in public, besides drama class in high school, was a Trenton Titans game with arena full of 50,000 people, and I jumped up on the boards and did the freaking cha-cha slide with them, like I've been doing it my whole life. And entertainment was my calling. And then eventually I got out of the public bars, clubs, arenas, and got into the private business, country clubs, hotels. And it's so much better. You wear nice clothes, you make way more money. And, and I'm just happy, man. I'm happy that I get to do something that I love to entertain people. I literally strive off that. That's the air that I breathe when somebody's happy, or knowing that if I wasn't there and did what I just did, there's no way that moment would have happened. And you don't get a second chance. It's live. It's not like a movie where you're like, cut, or a podcast where you're like, we'll continue this interview tomorrow and wear the same clothes. Like, it's live. If you play the wrong song, if you announce the wrong name, you do not get another chance. So,
I fully understand it's live one take. That's what wrestling is. Wrestling, you only get one shot to get it right.
And you got it way worse than me because you're being way more physical. So one wrong move or one wrong jump or any miscalculation, you're in some pain or worse. Let us not forget Owen Hart, R.I.P.
Right.
Which I thought was very, very fake for a long time, and then realized that shit was real, bro.
Yeah.
Don't do that, okay? I'm serious. Don't do that. There's no reason for you to come from the ceiling of the catwalk. I'm not impressed. Come out like the fucking door like everybody else, please.
Yeah, it's never been something that I thought was worth it. I'm too afraid of heights.
Okay, good. Good. Keep your feet on the ground, except if you're going up on the top ropes, then yeah, you gotta do your thing. But other than that, no fucking plane entrance, none of that shit, okay? You stick with the Undertaker, either under the ground or on the surface. Nothing in the air.
I was at WrestleMania 15, right? So WrestleMania 40 is about to take place in Philly at the Lincoln Financial Field. Wow. And I'll be there. But WrestleMania 15 was also in Philly at the it was called the Core State Center at the time.
Core State Center, yep.
And they did a Hell in a Cell match, Big Boss Man versus Undertaker. And then coming down out of the rafters was Edge and Christian came down out of the rafters. So this is before Owen Hart died. But I remember being like, that's got to be so scary. I was sitting up in like the nosebleed section. I was like, how are those guys not crapping themselves? Because that's so scary to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with heights. I had to do something for my job, but you know, other than that, I'm not really, not really interested. It's like, it's just dumb. You got one life, you know what I mean? One wrong move, one cable's not strapped, some dumb shit. And we'll remember you. Yeah, I will remember you. For only 20 cents a day, you can adopt a puppy like Jesse.
With the purchase of every yellow hat, you can save one Jesse Cartlidge's life.
It's like Sarah McLachlan. Why don't you just, with all the money you made from We Will Remember You and doing these commercials and your albums, why don't you just adopt all these dogs?
Well, I mean, you can't save the whole world by yourself.
Whatever, man. Fucking, you got all that. I will remember you money. You know. you know. Open up a fucking warehouse. You know what I mean? Or at least sell them to like an Asian brewery or something. I don't know what to do.
A brewery. Yeah. Dog beer.
Our doggy is top notch. Not dog, hot diggity dog. Yeah, man, I'm a very happy person. I will die happy. Children make me happy. It makes me happy to see guys like you that I'm not seeing at a funeral that didn't get all drugged up or just did it once to try and you did it too much and you fucked yourself. I'm glad you stuck with entertainment. I'm glad there's probably people that told you you're a fool or wrestling stupid or you don't have what it takes and you just are still you after this whole time. That's the stuff I live for. So, on to the next cast, baby. 3 hours. Did I beat anybody? I had to beat somebody in 3 hours.
You beat a lot of people, dude. I mean, most don't go this time. But we were just doing too much dicking around, and we're both very ADD. So if anyone has listened this entire time, appreciate your patience.
Nobody's listening, bro. 3 hours. People got shit to do, bro. You ever hear of fucking TikTok or what was the one before that? The really quick
Vine.
video. What?
Vine was like 6 seconds.
Yeah, 6 seconds. Dude, people's dopamines are only getting 6 seconds, right. Man.
We're in a scroll culture.
Yes. So you might as well make this all these 3 hours, 10-second clips.
There you go. That's what I'm doing.
And spread it all out. You think I'm joking? I'm not fucking joking. I'm serious. And then you know what it's gonna do? It's gonna keep people wanting more because they're gonna come in the middle of all these stories and they're like, "What's gonna happen next? Where did this
What
come from?"
happened? I better listen to the whole episode.
Yeah, exactly. And you get to subscribe for free.
Free lunch, folks. You're getting a free lunch.
Exactly. And so says Cory and Jesse. Thank you so much for being on our show.
So the funny part is, the way we wrap up is I normally say, hypothetically, let's say I've gifted you this show. This has been the first episode of your brand new podcast, Evolving with Jesse Cartlidge.
Okay.
In a very Jerry Springer's final thought type of way, how would you send people home with the most valuable takeaways?
Definitely be, if something breaks at your house, call repair man. You know what I thought of that? Because you mentioned salute your shorts. Repair man. Or maybe and now I thought with what's his name? Something escargot, and he's in the bathtub and shit.
Yes, we're referencing a show called All That was on Nickelodeon. It was a sketch comedy show that took place in the 90s. For the reference that might completely go over tons of people's heads.
Yeah, for people that are going to fast forward all the way to the last 3 minutes. But final thought, let's see. Now you said Jerry Springer. Now you're just going to make me think of hookers and trannies and shit. I can't do a final thought on that. And final thoughts, if you have to tuck it. No. I mean, you know, I really hope that we don't have another world war. I hope that we can realize that whatever people are putting on the internet is a bunch of bullshit. And if you really see the person in front of you and you know what's happening live in the world, it ain't what you're seeing on TV. Everything's very edited. It's all bullshit. And I hope people just stand their ground. And also, don't be taken over by other people and let people force you into doing what you have to do. Hence, like, you know, when 2020, we were all shut down and they're like, you have to take this vaccine to go anywhere. And it's like, no, you make that decision. So people are going to have their opinions on either way. But it's like, at the end of the day, you have to go with your gut and you have to go what's best for you. And don't give an opinion on anybody else because you don't know their situation. You know what I mean? And that's really what it is. So I really hope that we just can at least make it past that. And all I can also say is don't be involved in things that are not helping us progress and evolve. Be part of something that is, you know, going to
be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem.
Basically like that. I wish we could go back to the days where like we borrowed sugar from our neighbor and it wasn't a big deal. And like, oh, you wanted to go to the neighbor's house? Like, and it's like now like we have to open up bathrooms and look around before we send our daughters in and shit. It's just a different world.
I can't imagine what it would be like to be a parent and
but
having kids in this weird.
And my point is that's only a small percentage. People think it's the majority and it's not. That's my point. It's not the majority. The majority of people are old school. They're onto the bullshit. They don't put up with the bullshit. They treat their kids and raise them like they're an old school town. And these like woke kids or these kids that want to run their parents' lives and tell their parents what to do, they're a small group and they will never take over. And that, my friends, is the way the cookie crumbles. And that's the way it was. But yeah, man, that's what I gotta say is I hope that we come back and look at this and the world is, you know.
What would you say your best impression is?
Impression
your best impression that you do.
Of anything that I do.
Yeah.
And that's the impression that I get. What's that song? Ever had to knock on wood. It's the impression that I get.
So, in your best Mighty Boss Tones impression,
Mighty Mouse.
How we close out the show, you say, be fun, have safe, keep evolving.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No. I already said it. It's like, so, it's like sorry about your balls. Here's some champagne. Use your ice.
I use the champagne balls on me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't. Oh, like a sign off. That's so funny. I wish we could just do this, and then my name appears, and then I hit a button that says off, and that's me signing off. Mwah.
Make the Mickey Mouse ears over on the side of the screen.
I want to take his face off. All night, bro. I could do this for 3 more hours. Yeah, man. I hope to talk to you again. And what I really want to do next time is I would like to, share some, before we get all this, share some pictures and videos.
Okay, yeah.
Situations, when you first started, some of the venues that you played. I got some pictures of when I was in the cover band, when I was doing Whiskey Tango or Down at the Shore and things like that, like some old school pictures. To try to like sort of see what how you evolve. That's it. And that, my friends, has been evolving.
Show's over.
It's over. Yeah. Peace. Jesse Cartlidge out.
Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to others. Be kind to me. Like, subscribe, and comment. If you exist, let me know you exist. Be fun. Have faith. Keep evolving.
If you're not a robot, click everything that has a